Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Number one Ohio State hosts Rutgers Saturday at noon on Senior Day, honoring its 16 seniors before kickoff. Buckeyes lead the all-time series 10-0. Last night, OSU Athletics sophomore Jaden Bonham scored in double overtime to help women's soccer upset number 2 Notre Dame 1-0 to head to the Sweet 16. Men's hoops moved to 5-0 with a 91-58 win over Western Michigan. Number 2 wrestling swept Kent State 44-0. NFL Bengals host the Patriots Sunday at 1. Quarterback Joe Burrow took all of the team snaps in Thursday practice, according to the team's injury report. Out west, Browns visit the Raiders Sunday at 4:05, and quarterback Shedeur Sanders' first NFL start. NBA Cavs host the Pacers tonight at 7. NHL Blue Jackets are up before traveling to the Red Wings Saturday at 1. This update brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going up.
Here we go into a Football Friday. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Cannon at the controls. Good to see you, fellas.
It's good to see you, man. When you dropped the alrighty on us, I thought you were leaning into McConaughey right there. I thought we were going to get 3 of them in a row. You know, all right. I thought that's where you were going. How you
I don't know where I'm going half the time, Matty. I was going with I thought there may have been a little hitch in our giddy up there on the training day open. I wasn't sure.
Sounded like we had a little speed bump.
Yeah, Alonzo's muffler just hit a little click in there. We got to get that checked. Got to get him over to Midas. We got a nice show for you today. We got Sammy Monson, our friend Samuel from Check the Mic podcast. You remember he used to work for Pro Football Focus, and when Matty was producing Carpenter and Rothman, used to have to call him over in Ireland.
Crazy. The first time we ever talked to him, it was on a landline in Ireland, as you mentioned. And I remember when he sent the number back to me, I was like, what am I looking at right here? So I had TLC look up like little digits over there in Ireland. And TLC was like, yeah, that's pretty wacky, that number there. But yeah, Sam's been awesome covering the NFL. And it's going to be nice for him to give us some of his time because we got some nice stuff to talk about going into another football weekend.
Yeah, we do. So we'll have him. We'll have overs and unders this hour. We'll be talking about, we'll keep you up to date on whether there's any real news out of Cincinnati or any confirmation on whether Joey B is going to throw on that orange and black cape and try to rescue Cincinnati. We got pressure cooker in the second hour. College football picks. We'll try to make some sense out of an average schedule this weekend. We'll have Tim May in the Bulletin, as always, with his headline. We'll look at some of the biggest games in the NFL this weekend. We are packed. We'll get a little Shedeur watch with Orange and Brown reports. Jeff Lloyd will jump on at 2:30. Lloyd! All right, CBJ, nice win last night. Overtime win. This team's been playing a lot of extra hockey, and last night was a biggie at Toronto, certainly coming off that 3-goal loss at Winnipeg. And I like how this team has responded, especially since kind of giving away some points here or there. They've really not gone in the tank. They had the 3-game losing streak when the Islanders game was a little bit of a debacle, and then they go to Calgary and get lit up, and then Vancouver, and you're thinking, uh-oh, this is a problem. And then they give away a point in Edmonton, and you're thinking, okay, are we going to spiral a little bit? Not completely, but spiral like they did last year a little bit in the first 20 when they went on a bad losing streak. But they rescued it. Shootout victory at Seattle. They get revenge against Edmonton here, get a point out of the Ranger game, win a shootout against Montreal, lose but bounce right back and win in overtime. You get where I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. There's some resilience to this bubble playoff team. I like what I saw last night. Greavesy was amazing again. Yeah. They settled in last night. That's no Austin Matthews, but no score through 25 minutes or so. So that game was certainly kind of a weird, and we were getting outshot like crazy. Like when the Jackets don't generate shots on goal, I get a little worried. It's kind of the old Jackets again. It was like 15-5 in the first 20 or 25 minutes or so. And then things got going, and they got going because Fantilli is a stud. And the shot that he has, Matty, that wrister that he has, it's It's a snapper. It's a red snapper. That thing he doesn't need a lot of time. He's energized going back home. And when they got the 2-goal lead, everyone was loving it. The reason it kind of went away, I think, in my mind is because Toronto feels a little pressure, and they were not going to just lay down and die against the Blue Jackets at home. And, you win a faceoff in an offensive zone, you get a little screen in front of Jet, now it's 2-1, then you get a little bit of a rush with Tavares, who's great, and Denton Mateychuk found all about that last night, how you can't just half-check a guy like that coming down the runway. And so now it's a tie, and you're thinking, okay, are they going to give away another 2-goal lead? And that thing got into overtime. And when Marchie missed in overtime from point blank, I thought that was their chance. Mm-hmm. Jet just is a difference maker right now for them. Yeah. And I love it. And that's the difference maker they needed. And then when Z picks off that pass and gets it to Fance, and he holds and then finishes on the far side, I was never happier for a kid going home with all the people that he had in the family. And he was energized. But it just comes back to they got some key goaltending at key times last night in my mind, which is great. And the fact that, if Ronnie doesn't brush that puck in off the get-go, Fance has a Hattie at home. So here we are, bouncing back, going to Detroit tomorrow. And I see some resilience in this team. I told you, I truly believe they'll be playing meaningful hockey deep into next year. Whether it's enough to get them in, we'll see. But that was a nice win last night.
Yeah, you mentioned resiliency. When you've got, a leader like Zach, he's going to go out there and lead by example. He did that last night, 3 assists in the game, and credit to him for passing Cam Atkinson for second most in points in franchise history. But you just have to love what you're seeing from Jet Greaves right now. This was a question mark coming into the year. How consistent could he be with his play? Last year we saw it. The flashes were there, small sample size. There was some confidence there, but I don't know if we were all like, okay, there's no doubt he is a every night type of good goaltender in the NHL. And you look at his last 3 games, the goals against average 0.92, 2.77, and 1.86. And so that obviously is just what you need at that position. But this team, the ceiling can get higher and higher with the play of a guy like Adam Fantilli and him living up to that potential because we know what's in there. We saw it last year, and you're starting to see it now, that he's starting to really take his game up to another level. 6 goals over the last 7 contests. He started off a little slow, but here we are in the month of November with Fantilli racking up 11 points right now. And so that, to me, is where this thing needs to head, is the Fantillis of the world and some of these other young guys living up to what they were supposed to be. And so you touched on this skill set. It's absolutely fun to see. So hopefully he can stay as locked in as he is right now, because if he can do this along with some of the other good things that are happening, then I think the Jackets will be more consistent with their performances.
Thought you were dangerously close to launching into a 40-year-old virgin with the I served him. He's taken care of. He's a little slow, but he got it.
He got it.
One of our favorite lines from that movie. All right, so that's cool. It's a nice win. I like to see them. We've watched them for years. Kind of overtime was a place they kind of went to die at times. They got the skill and the goaltending to hang out now 3-on-3 and stand up to most teams. So that's very cool. And Greavesy did what we needed him to do last night. We'll see what happens, how they're going to play the goalie situation now, because Jet had so many games. I think he had 5 games in 8 nights or something like that.
He's got to play again.
And then he's playing again. A break. It's managing the workload and finding spots on the schedule where maybe you feel like Elvis can't help you. He's still a 900 goalie, and it's one of those things that I think there's some good play in Elvis. I do. I don't think he's got quite the game that Greaves has right now or the confidence, but I like the way Elvis has played this year. Sometimes he's been on the wrong side of it, but that's life as a goalie. Even the best have bad nights. And hockey's a really tough sport to predict. It's one of the, I would say, and I'm kind of I just keep going back for more. I think I'm off the hockey betting for a while. Like, I feel like I keep telling you guys what a loser's bet it is.
You've always said that, yeah.
And it is. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. I told my brother last night, we were talking about how Calgary hadn't scored, like, more than 3 goals, like, a few times this year. Like, they just can't score. And they were going on a back-to-back at Buffalo with their backup goalie, Calgary's backup goalie, so not Dustin Wolf. And I said it on the air last night. Like, I really liked Buffalo last night because I liked the situation that they were in. Because Buffalo had just beaten Detroit on the road in overtime. They had just beaten Edmonton. Killed them. They weren't on a back-to-back, and they were at home. And here comes little Calgary on a back-to-back with their backup goalie. And what happens? They rip them 6-2. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Montreal was in a great spot last night, and they lose to Washington. Like, as much as I think I believe going into these games.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You don't. Hockey might be, and then hockey's the other sport where, like, there's no other sport where during the game you can do something that removes a player off your team for a couple of minutes.
Put him in the box.
Like, there's no, where you're at a man disadvantage.
Yeah.
Like, unless a guy gets tossed in a football game or ejected from a hoops game.
Somebody's coming in.
You're always playing, right?
Yes.
It just feels
the
like
math is always going to math in an equal way.
I think I finally have to, remind myself of that. Like, you're betting on a sport where a guy's stick could accidentally come up in a guy's face, and now you're in a disadvantage for 2 minutes. Like, I'm not doing that anymore.
I know.
Or at least I'm taking a break. I don't want to lie and say I'm never doing it again, but I'm taking a break.
Where's our kind of prize pot at with the whole Jackets betting? I got 5 on it. Where are we at right now? We profiting right now?
I'll log in. I feel like we are. After we emptied the account on that Calgary game and lost, I think we're in positive territory.
Good.
There may be some sort of a meal at the end of the season. I'm not sure what kind, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back and we'll check in on those big bad Buckeyes. Number one, they got senior day, staying focused, staying sharp. What do we need to see? What do they need to see? You'll find out next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Have you already started your tailgate? Us too. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Back for a limited time, the French dip from Firehouse Subs. Piled high with premium roast beef, caramelized onions, and melty provolone cheese on a freshly toasted garlic butter roll. Served with warm, savory au jus for dipping. This premium French dip is only at Firehouse Subs for a limited time. Head to your nearest Firehouse Subs or order ahead and skip the line. And remember, Firehouse Subs catering is perfect to feed the whole crew on game day. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last.
Shopping this time of year can be stressful, but when you've got a guy, everything gets a little easier. Meet my guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
Hey, common man.
Hitting you one's car today, Bob?
Not yet.
If you're popping the question this holiday season, you'd be an absolute fool not to see Bob at Worthington Jewelers. The store is crowded all the time. Why? Because they give you the best price and service possible, and then people keep coming back.
I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
It's Happy Honda Days and Black Friday savings together at Germain Honda of Dublin. Strike now because through December 1st, get 0% APR up to 60 months on new Hondas. And you're even going to get 90 days until your first payment on both new and used vehicles. Rich has hundreds of vehicles in stock. The selection has never been better. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. In-stock units only, not valid on prior sales. With approved credit, must qualify through primary lender. See dealer for details.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One and stay at the top of your game. Several convenient locations across Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, just go to orthopedic1.com.
Do you suffer every time you try to wear good-looking shoes, but you don't want to wear ugly shoes just because they're comfortable? The Good Feet store wants to help you wear heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort. Trade in your bad feet for good feet.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
There's nothing like Christmas memories. The long car ride to Grandma's, sitting in the back seat listening to Christmas music, or Christmas when the kids were young, waking you up at 5 a.m. because they just couldn't wait. Christmas memories start at Oakland Nursery. As you pick out your tree, you can smell pine as far as you can see. The crisp air, the music playing, from trees to wreaths to decorative roping to gifts, Oakland Nursery has been making Christmas memories for 85 years. Make new memories at Oakland Nursery.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
T-Bone and Tybus.
Snitches might get stitches, but they do sometimes avoid federal prison for 65 years.
Why do 10 when you can tell on a friend?
T-Bone and Tybus Mornings on the Fan is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see scattered showers throughout the day. Could have some heavy downpours at times with temperatures topping out in the low 50s. We will see rain chances increase later tonight, especially overnight with some heavy downpours possible and lows right around 40 degrees. But for Saturday, for Buckeye football, we do see more sunshine as we go throughout the day with afternoon highs topping out in the low 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
That's the message to everybody in the building. We have to be at our best. Coaches, players, and as you start to get towards the end of November and towards the end of the year, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to start to think about other things other than just doing our job, and that's it. And so we have to make sure we're focusing on a daily basis on doing our job to make sure we're doing our part as part of the team. And if everybody's focused on that, then it gives us the best chance to be at our best on Saturdays, and that's got to be it right now.
He believes it, and why shouldn't he? They haven't won anything yet. Honestly, he believes it. This is not about whether we're debating whether Ryan Day knows his team's going to win or not. I don't think he even looks at it that way. I don't think he even goes into a game thinking, "Oh, I hope I win." Those guys aren't us. They truly, as cliche as it is, they trust the process, and then they deviate from it because their opponent's weaker. It ruins the entire message. Consistency is the key for him. And I don't think I know we accuse coaches all the time of trying to sell stuff or build up other teams. He's not talking about the other team. He's talking about his own team. So, and I don't think he's even speaking to his team through the media. I don't think he has to. I think he has their ear. I think those guys watched what happened last year and how it got where it got. Now, through great adversity, they were able to achieve. I think there's a conversation that you and I are going to have in the next week or two about where we think this team will be when they face adversity. I don't think you and I can even say they have faced adversity because they've never truly been trailing when it counts. So we don't know. Have they been in some tougher games at times or moments that didn't go their way? Yeah, but there was never – the only game that was ever really in doubt, and I don't even know if you felt this, was the Texas game, and that was a long time ago. And Texas turned out to not to be who we thought they'd be, even though I'm not taking the win away from Ohio State. I think we can all admit that it doesn't feel as monumental as it did in week one, but that's okay. It was a young quarterback that faced adversity, and
it's a good win.
It's a good win.
Versus a team that has a ton of talent.
Yeah. But a non-playoff team.
True, but still, talent for talent, that's legit for me with what they have and the guys that they're going to have drafted into in game number one of your season with a lot of new faces and a new coordinator. Having to figure that out, that matters to me as something that I think you can go back to. And that wasn't just some team that they were supposed to roll over and they found themselves in a tight game. That was another unit that was pretty stout, and that defense for Texas is still pretty good. And so I think it's fair to question that. I'm not too caught up in that in the moment. It's just one of those things where we'll just have to see how they handle it when they handle it. But this year's team, the sign that they weren't going to let up on the gas or find themselves in some funky spots when they weren't supposed to be was when some of the leaders of this year's squad said, all right, enough with the national championship stuff in the offseason. It was good. We want to take some of this stuff down around the Woody, and we want to have our own identity. When I heard that, I was like, that's a great sign, is that these guys are going to go in every single week and just do what they need to do. And we've seen that. This says that nobody's questioning, obviously, how good they are, but nobody's questioning whether or not they're going to be mentally focused game in and game out. And that's a great sign for a great team.
So tomorrow, to me, this is also a little bit of a test on how they can, like he says, stay focused. Winning the game is not truly in question. How they feel and look coming out of it, I think certainly will have some tangible effect on how they feel going into Michigan. Could they play an ugly game and win tomorrow, or could the backups give up a score or two that won't affect anything going into next week? I guess so. I come back to what has made them really strong this year is that they've kind of not gotten ahead of themselves ever. Like, I haven't even heard really a lot of talk about it, have we?
No,
I don't remember anybody.
Compared to last year's team, remember, we had Will Howard on record saying it's natty or bust. Like that,
different mindset.
Those teams were talking publicly about that. This year's team haven't heard any of it. And I think it is a lot of the quote cliches, but for them on the everyday grind, that's just what you have to do. It's their reality over there. And so the big picture stuff is really starting to get fun for what this is going to look like in the coming weeks. But this year's team, the coaches and the players aren't looking ahead at anything. And I truly believe they're going to wake up tomorrow mentally sharp and locked in on how to handle Rutgers, and especially the starters. They know that this is an opportunity for us to get in and hopefully get out healthy. And that's the most important part of this is you don't want to turn the page to Monday and have even more questions about key guys than we already do with what's going on with Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith.
So am I wrong to believe that this is the quarterback for Rutgers that played for Minnesota, that played against Ohio State a few years ago?
Ethan Kaliak-Manis? Yeah.
Kaliak-Manis played at the Shoe with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he played well, and it was still Minnesota, and they got hammered. But I guess I could say one thing is that it won't be new for him. Like, we always try to think that people coming in the Shoe, at least for the first time, like eyes wide open and all that, or eyes wide shut, if Bobby Carpenter's listening. So I feel like that's something. Like, I think I'm more curious about how Ohio State's defense shuts down Rutgers. I think Rutgers offensively is more of their strength. I'm not really worried about Ohio State running against statistically the worst run defense in the country. Like, I think that should happen. I think that should be the game plan anyway. Because I think that it's one of those where, or you could look at it both ways, because if the receivers, if Carnell and Jeremiah are being held out, or it's just the way it is because they feel like, hey, they want it to be exactly or as close to 100% as possible going into Michigan, then I do think you want to create some chemistry with those young guys. If somebody re-aggravates something or you need them down the road. I
completely agree with
I think this offers that opportunity against this Rutgers team. But other than that, you are looking to probably handle your business as soon as possible to feel good about packing it in for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you touched on the Julian part of this and the chemistry that he probably needs to build at this point. Obviously not in practice, but in game action is different with the Brandon Innes's of the world and some of these other guys, and Graham and just these wide receivers that haven't had a ton of work because there's just not a lot of work to go around when you have the best wide receiver duo in the country. But for me, it's chemistry, and it's also trust for Julian, because he has that clearly with Jeremiah and Carnell, and especially with Carnell with some of the 50-50 balls. And I think when you are a quarterback and you see guys that may look covered, you may not have trust with all your guys that they're going to come down with the ball. He has that with Carnell. And so if this does go in an unfortunate way with these guys maybe missing more time than what's, I guess, expected, that's going to be important, I think, for Julian with time on task in games to gain trust in a guy or two, to where when these games get tighter, if games get tighter, and there are corners or safeties that are covering these guys well enough, can I go to that guy and know he's going to come down with it? Because Carnell is a big play specialist along with Jeremiah, but we've definitely seen Carnell with his size and his speed and all those things be able to go up and make some of those highlight catches this season.
Yeah. So I started thinking about the streak they're on, and I know we've separated from last year to this year, but it's hard to ignore the fact that they're on, a 14-game winning streak. So if they were to win the next two and then the Big Ten title, which, by the way, they don't need to win technically. I mean, we're in a different era now. The only time they need to win is when they hit the playoff.
Right.
But if they were to win the games that they're favored to win, which who knows, they may be favored in every game they play this season. And so they beat Rutgers, and let's say they beat Michigan. So now you're on a 16-game win streak going to the Big Ten title game. And then that would be 17 if you win that one. And then what? They would get a bye, and then it would be three more
after that,
quarter, semifinal, and final.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a program that could win 20 in a row and rack up 2.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought this last year, and Oregon was a different beast, but the whole going undefeated part is real. That's difficult. And Ohio State could probably tell you that they would never sign up for losing the Michigan game, but it definitely, Bill Rabinowitz was in here with us yesterday.
Yeah.
Like there was some serious stuff that came out of that that lit the fuse. It had to be the right team. It had to be the right makeup of the team. It had to have the right leadership, and a lot of things had to go right. And this team, it would be interesting to know if this team hits the playoff undefeated, and then now it's undefeated or bust. Oregon was undefeated going to the playoff last year when they faced Ohio State, and Ohio State had suffered that loss. And I think it does give a different slant on what you're trying to protect. Like if you hit the playoff undefeated, then it's written for you. You either have to run the table or you're out. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where they are at that point, because my goodness, you go back to the last game they lost was Michigan, and then they ripped off those 4, and now what they've done this year, and they have not tasted losing for a while.
No, not at all. Not at all. Real quick, before we get to our guy, Sam Monson, we've been talking all week, and you just touched on how bad the run defense is for Rutgers. They're giving up $196 per game. Their last 3 games, Purdue hit them up for 7.8 a pop, Illinois 5.5, and Maryland 10.5. So when you're going into a game with questions at the wide receiver position, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a heavy day for the running backs and their ability to just eat up a lot of the clock, have the offensive line maybe move them around the way other teams have been able to move them around. And again, hopefully you're just coming out of this thing as healthy as you can, but won't be surprised they are if Bo Jackson and the crew are popping off tomorrow.
Well, at 10 yards a pop, you're not really churning clock.
Right.
Like
it's moving the
chain. 4 yards a pop, we're good.
Fair enough.
10 yards, that's a quick possession.
By the way, Ohio State opens their season next year against Ball State, so make it 21.
Yes. I'm not going to cement it, but yes, that would be great. All right, we'll come back in 2 minutes. Sam Monson, our guy, Check the Mic podcast. We talk about the big NFL storylines going in. Burrow, where do we stand on it? Is this what they should be doing? We'll talk to him next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan. Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle. Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score.
Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, you get early payout on parlays too. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. An app only.
A system for every home and every budget at Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and tax credits up to $3,200. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Rossman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, always love checking in with this guy for the NFL. He's the one and only Sam Monson. He is the co-host of Check the Mic podcast, formerly of our friends at Pro Football Focus. Sam, how you been, bud?
Doing well. How about you guys?
Good. All of a sudden, we have to decide whether this is smart or stupid for Joe Burrow to play if he does. Where do you land on that argument?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, given how bad that defense is this season, I kind of feel like the season's done at this point. I mean, the sort of the game they've been playing all this season is let's just stay alive until we get into this window, and then, you know, Burrow can come back and rescue the season. But I think we're in this world now where even Burrow in this lineup, you know, the best that's going to happen is you're going to replicate last year, which is, you know, Burrow and the offense was arguably the best in the entire NFL. And in some games it didn't matter because the defense was so bad. It still didn't allow them to win the game. And the defense is worse this year. Aaron Schatz had a tweet out there recently. The Cincinnati defense is literally the worst in NFL history through 10 weeks via his DVOA stat. So somehow they took one of the worst defenses in the NFL last season and made it worse in the offseason. So I just don't know that Burrow can rescue anything. They're too far in the hole. It's probably a forlorn ask. Like it's just there's nothing to save.
You know what? You mentioned the window, and I think what got people interested, at least, is that his window apparently is open before we thought it would be. Like everyone was waiting for mid-December and see if they could be at 7 wins by then, and then maybe he could get him to be a 10-win team. You're right. At 3-7, it seems lost. But I think the interesting part is that he's back so much sooner and available, and now he's kind of put the front office in a tough spot because he's out there publicly saying, you know, I'm ready to go. And then if the organization says, no, we're going to protect you from yourself, then you've got a little PR problem on your hands. So they're kind of stuck now. I think they have to play him.
And the crazy thing is, it kind of worked. The Flacco trade, you know, that first win against Pittsburgh, they put themselves in a position where if they just beaten the Jets and maybe the Bears as well, I mean, now you would be talking about, you know, this is a really legitimate prospect. Like they're right in the hunt. They could even win the division from that point with the games that they have remaining. 2 games against Baltimore. You know, the Ravens still have to play the Steelers. Like it would be all on the cards or all on the table at that point. And absolutely fire up Burrow as soon as possible. And maybe this is a complete surprise entity. Unfortunately, they followed up that shock win against Pittsburgh by losing a ridiculous game to the Jets. You know, losing to the Bears and then losing to Pittsburgh in the second outing. And suddenly now you're looking at it like, well, with games against New England, Baltimore twice, Buffalo, like there's just no chance. So I think you're right that at some point they're going to have to play Burrow. They can't just shut him down for the season. But I think they should play the game of, you know, let's wait until he's like absolutely cast iron, 100% healthy, you know, play whatever medical cards you can, keep him out just another couple of weeks, make sure he's 100% ready to go. And then he can, steer the ship over the last few games and see where that goes. But, you know, I think everyone inside the building has to be taking the approach right now that the season is basically dead.
All right, Sam, let's lock in on the Brownies taking on the Raiders, a couple 2-8 teams right now, 2 of the best pass rushers in the sport, as you know, with Crosby and Garrett. But the focus is going to be on Shedeur Sanders. Got in for a little period of time last week against the Ravens, but now he is the guy going into this game. What are your expectations for him this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, your expectations can't be too high based off what we've seen from him last week, but also in preseason as well. I know his debut looked really good, but after that, it was a little rough. He's shown now a consistent problematic approach to pressure, to behavior in the pocket. Like, his games look like Josh Allen last night, where it's all bad in the pocket. He's taking too many sacks. He's causing problems with the way he's moving around the pocket. He's dropping out of the back of the pocket, which is usually a death knell in the NFL. So that needs to change, and it needs to change within a week. And that has to be the only thing they're focusing on this week is get the ball out of your hands quickly. Don't second guess yourself. Just, operate from within the pocket and get rid of it. And if you have to run, after something is broken down, after you've been forced out of the pocket, fine, but let's not go to that as the default option. If he can do that, if he can show that change within a week, well, then, look, I think there are strengths that he brings to the table that Dillon Gabriel hasn't so far. Like, he's already shown he's willing to push the ball deeper down the field than Gabriel has. Just in that short cameo last week, it's just that right now, it's being more than offset by the negative plays and the sacks. So that's got to be the focus for him this week. The Raiders have a secondary you can attack. They have weaknesses on that defense, and a lot of them, but none of it will matter if he behaves the same way he did in the pocket or under pressure that he did a week ago.
One of the games that probably is going to have a lot of eyeballs on, it's going to be that Colts-Chiefs game. I want to ask you about the Colts right now, Sam, and how high you think their ceiling is this year, because I'm one of those people that I can't help it. I see Daniel Jones, and I just don't believe quite yet that they're going to be able to go on a deep playoff run with him. But when you look at the collective that they have as a team right now, how high do you think their ceiling is?
So I think the AFC and the Super Bowl generally, I think it's wide open this year. And all of these different teams have got a shot at it for different reasons. There are some teams that have got the legacy MVP caliber quarterbacks like the Chiefs with Mahomes and the Ravens with Lamar and even the Bills despite last night with Josh Allen. There are other teams that might not have those quarterbacks but have got, amazing defenses like Houston from last night, like Denver. And the Colts are somewhere in the middle where they don't have an elite quarterback, but everything else on the roster is good. They're just kind of good across the board, and that makes them a really tough out for anybody. And if Daniel Jones just doesn't implode, if he just doesn't have a bunch of turnovers in a game, I think they can beat pretty much anybody. And the question is just, can he go on a run where he has, 4 playoff games where he doesn't put the ball in harm's way? I think that becomes the thing for the Colts. Like, they can beat Kansas City. They can beat anybody in the NFL this season, but can they beat 4 of them one after another without Daniel Jones having a rough game?
He's our friend Sam Monson. He is the NFL analyst, co-host of Check the Mic podcast. He's with us courtesy of the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, Sam, I didn't think I'd believe this before the season, but if I ask you, I give you the NFC or the AFC. So you can have the field in either one for this season moving forward for the Super Bowl. Who do you want?
I think that's kind of tough. I would go with the AFC just.
I switched. I switched. I was AFC all preseason, and now you give me the Rams, you give me the Eagles, you give me the Lions. Like, I think I've switched.
Yeah, I think the NFC's got a lot of them. The ones you mentioned, I think Seattle as well with that defense and the way their offense cooked for every game outside of the Rams. I think they're dangerous as well. I think both sides, both conferences, it really is wide open. I think there's so many teams that have a realistic shot of winning the Super Bowl this year, and that's just not the case most seasons.
It's an outstanding conversation to have because we love when the NFL is this wide open. All right, more likely, the Cowboys beat the Eagles or the Colts beat the Chiefs?
Probably the Colts beating the Chiefs. I think that one's close. I know Kansas City's favored, but the Colts, I think, overall are a better football team. The Chiefs have a much better quarterback and, more history behind them, just more experience of having done it. But the Colts, I think, is a very good team top to bottom. They just have the question mark of what happens if Daniel Jones has a bad game.
Yeah, the only reason I asked is because the spreads are exactly the same, 3.5. Dallas is getting 3.5, and the Colts are getting 3.5. So, but you're right. There's a little different trust factor right now, I think, when you look at those games. All right, my man. Great stuff as always, buddy. Thanks for jumping on, and we'll talk again soon.
Anytime. Take it easy.
You as well. Sam Monson, co-host of Check the Mic podcast. He was on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. I trust the Colts more than I trust the Cowboys, even though I trust Dak more than I trust Daniel Jones. It's not a big deal, but it's one of those things from a team, from a complementary standpoint. I don't think Daniel Jones has to be Superman for the Colts to beat the Chiefs. He has to be good. Mm-hmm. And I do think Dak needs to be great Dak to beat the Eagles. I just think he means more to his team right now because he doesn't have a defense that he can count on to keep his team in a game. I just think there's more that's going to be asked of him. And then Jonathan Taylor, who's on Offensive Player of the Year, MVP type season, I think that's the great tiebreaker for me. You can line it up and run it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of heat off the QB.
You touched on Dallas's defense. Cannot wait to see what we got against the Raiders. Is that real or fake? Because Quinnen Williams looked like the Mountain from Game of Thrones, just wrecking the Raiders.
Wanted to be in a good trade.
Big addition for them, right? Logan Wilson from the Bengals is now over there, too. So they go out and put up a nice showing on defense. Then that Cowboys team, they start to look a little bit different in my eye because the offense is definitely there.
You start running a respectable business, and I won't have to come in here and hassle you no more. All right, we got overs and unders coming up next. Into the weekend. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Tom.
Hi, my name's Tom. I've been a patient at Tri-State Men's Health, and I'm being treated for low testosterone. I didn't really notice the issue of just the energy and feeling slow in the middle of the day and waking up feeling as if I hadn't even gone to bed. When I walked into Tri-State Men's Health, I was extremely impressed from the get-go with the results of the treatment. I wake up in the morning now with clarity. I have had more energy in working out. I definitely have increased my strength. I would say that if there are men out there who experienced some of the same problems that I did with inability to sleep well and waking up without feeling refreshed and having your energy flagging throughout the day, go see Tri-State Men's Health. It's changed my life and it'll change yours too.
Thanks, Tom. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Matty Ice here. If you're ready for some amazing Black Friday deals, head on over to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, where the savings are rolling all month long. You can lease a brand new 2026 Chevy Equinox front-wheel drive LT for just $309 a month for 36 months, or if financing is more your style, grab it for only $415 a month for 84 months for qualified buyers. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Ooh, winter's coming. And when the wind starts to blow, don't come inside to the cold. Open the door to peace of mind with your Waterworks and Header Precision Furnace Tune-Up and Energy Savings Plan. Your furnace is the heart of your home, and Waterworks and Header will have yours running at peak performance throughout the winter. Plus, you'll save on those energy bills too. Go to waterworks.com and schedule your furnace tune-up online. Waterworks and Header, heating, cooling, and plumbing, together to serve you better.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Don't miss great savings on bacon. 16-ounce packages of Sugardale bacon are buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? You don't have to wait for Black Friday for good deals at Columbus Car Audio and Accessories. Save on remote starters, window tint, and all things car audio, dash cams, Apple CarPlay display, and more. Columbus Car Audio and Accessories Black Friday sale going on now. Morse Road, Main Street in Reynoldsburg, or columbuscaraudio.com.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the Fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Warm up with toasted burritos, bowls, and quesadillas at Hothead Burritos. Crispy golden on the outside, perfectly melted cheese on the inside. Let us toast yours today because everything's better toasted at Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Jake Diebler's Buckeyes are back at the Shot for a matchup with Mount St. Mary's.
Live fan coverage starts Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. right after Common Man and Timmy with the tip at 6:30.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
Back in the day on Overs and Unders, CB, we used to add one at the end, which is the temperature. The weather, right? We used to kind of make fun that he had some source at the airport or something. Like, where's he coming up with?
Like the weekend high?
Yeah.
For the weekend, I still don't know where he was getting that.
Yeah.
Nor do I
On
really
an
trust
app.
it, because we were doing some type of game or some type of trivia on the show, and you were hitting, CB and I with a trivia question, and he admitted on the air that he cheated. Remember that? Yeah. And after he
At
did
least
that,
he admitted it. I give him credit for that.
I do too, but
some
after
people
that,
wouldn't.
I just never trusted him with anything.
Yeah, so
after
we
that.
just started making up stuff like his wind sock was limp today or something. So, all right, take it away, my man.
Hey, the Orange and Fudge covers a lot more than just football. Okay?
He was the original. So where that came from was that because he's such a big Browns fan that he would always kind of give us some inside slant on something. And it wasn't the Orange and Brown report. I used to call it the Orange and Fudge report because who could believe that it was true? And that's where it came. That's where it came from. But those colors are somewhat brutal.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
They're awful. They're
Orange
awful,
and
man.
brown.
It's the worst combo in the league. It may be the worst combo in the world of sports.
Dark fudge.
I kind of don't like the Avalanche color scheme.
What is that?
That maroon and Carolina blue.
Yeah, not great.
I'll take that though
But
over
I'll
the
take-
Brownies.
yeah.
I think the Browns have the worst color scheme in all of sports.
Well, you also have to be I think you'd have to really like the color green though to be like an Eagles or a Jets fan. Like if you don't really like the color green, that's not a great color to live with your whole life.
Yeah, but I actually I like green
the
though.
Packers colors are not great.
Green, yeah, it's not.
It's
It's
just-
not
that's-
green. It's not. You get a little bit more of the white and silverish kind of stuff with
Yeah.
some of the details in the Eagles uniform that they have going on.
Good
But
little summer segment
can
right
you
there.
guys think of anything?
The
Any
most
other
irrelevant,
team?
not the most irrelevant franchise in pro sports
Yeah.
like Bill Simmons, but the most the ugliest uni in sports or colors in sports, I guess is better.
It's the Browns all day and tomorrow for me.
In the NFL, it's got to be the Browns.
Yeah, nobody close to them.
Probably not.
If we bring up some of the alternates that teams wear, like the Packers alternate that they wear is horrendous.
What about the ones that the Jets wear where they like the blackout, but there's like a dark green? It's
I can't see that
I
in
think
my brain.
Maddie and I
right
are talking like just from a color standpoint,
Okay.
what you
Just
could live with,
straight up
not like
colors.
the actual uniform.
Yeah.
Colors. All right, what do you got?
What do we have? Well, since we're talking about them, let's just start here. The lowest over-under by a country mile in the NFL this week is the Browns and the Raiders at 36.
By the way, probably the anti-color scheme game from best to worst.
Oh, the Raiders?
This may
Raiders
be the
is
best
great.
and the worst color schemes that exist. The black and silver versus the orange and fudge.
Come on.
Like
It's the silver and black. Let's get that straight. It's the silver
Well,
and black.
all right, silver and black. Sorry.
I don't give a damn about the Browns.
Play the other one.
I do love me some Shador Sanders, don't believe it.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
Don't doubt that.
This is a color scheme blowout game.
Yeah, it's nasty
However,
work.
36, you said?
Yes.
Is there a hook on that?
Nope.
Wow.
Gino's got 12 TDs and 13 picks.
Yeah, Gino's first team all ski mask right now. He's stealing money from the Raiders.
Here you go. How about this? Let's do what's more, the amount of points scored in this game or Max Crosby plus Myles Garrett pressures?
Max is getting 2 sacks minimum.
Miles might get 4.
Yeah. By the way, Gino's one of only 2 quarterbacks that have more picks than touchdowns.
That's awful.
Can you name the other?
The quarterback that has more picks than touchdowns.
We're about to get to him in a few.
Oh, so you got somebody in this segment?
I don't know.
I think.
Maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't. I think I kind of put it on a T for him.
It's JJ.
Yeah.
It's JJ.
I did it for him.
What's the TD to interception ratio right now?
I did it by watching you, Dad.
You know what it is?
No, I really don't.
Now I need to know.
That's on a need-to-know basis, Matty.
We're on a need-to-know.
Kids mess up at school, blame it on me. Car break down going to work, blame it on me.
He is AR 6 to 8 right now.
Okay. I'll take Gino all day for that. Gino's at least like 12 and 13.
Thank God he threw that extra interception so we didn't accidentally,
I know. 6'7".
Okay.
He brought it up.
The good news for me is I don't think about it.
I was trying to leave it
I'm
there.
so glad that it doesn't hit me like that.
Dude, I know, but like...
Maddie's on it.
Listen, I was watching a wrestling show on Wednesday. They were opening the show, the drones flying around the crowd. They get to these 4 kids in the front row, and all they're doing is the arm motion, the 6'7".
It'll be a 25 thing.
I was at the Buckeye basketball game last night, and they got the in-house entertainment. Wherever the gong is.
I was at the game last night.
But the in-house entertainment guy, he's just doing a hit from courtside, and some jerk-off college kid in the background. What do you think he's doing? He's 6'7" in the background.
6'7".
He sees himself on camera, and that's just the instant knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, it's where we're at. It was like when we were in the dab era. Everybody's dabbing everywhere.
That was my high school era. So I'm,
it takes over.
I'm glad now that we know
all trash.
I'm glad now we know exactly how he characterizes people that do that. Like we have now that for the record. Like, we know exactly how he's labeled those people.
Oh, man.
So that means you're probably in that group.
Probably.
All right.
I'll go.
Where are we going with this? 36?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I'm going to go under.
Oh, I'm going over.
I'm going
over because I'll go with my
defensive touchdown.
My tiebreaker is always a pick six, a kickoff return. 4 straight Brown games have gone over. So I'm going to ride that.
Defensive touchdowns count just the same on the scoreboard.
Absolutely.
All right, now more local flavor here. The highest over-under total. And if I know you guys like to go over the highest total anyway, regardless.
I think I've taken some slight unders lately.
Maybe, but usually there's no ceiling for you guys, and it's Patriots-Bengals.
Ceiling is the roof?
Maybe.
Like MJ said? Okay, sorry.
Patriots-Bengals.
It was a fine comment. It was a perfectly sane comment to make, and MJ took so much crap for that.
Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Patriots-Bengals, 51.5.
The Bengals have allowed 27 or more in 9 straight games.
Goodness gracious.
And now they're playing a team on an 8-game win streak.
Straight. So let's go with that trend that they allow 28 points.
Yeah.
So that means all we have to get to New England is what? Like 24 points or something like that? Somewhere in that area. So I'm taking the over.
It just always feels like...
And if Joe's back without Chase, but the ability for the Bengals to now at least score as much as they give up is slightly back.
It always feels safe to play the over with the Bengals when they're in play because of what you identified. And just the amount of chunk plays that they give up per game. I mean, it's crazy. The amount of 10 yards or more plays that the Bengals defense has given up all year.
Would you be surprised if this was like a 31-27 game or something weird?
That's how they play games now. That's how they get down in the natty. I will go with the over.
And then think about this one in the break, because I think Buckeye fans enjoy J.J. McCarthy slander.
Yeah.
Vikings, their win total currently, after going 14-3 last year, currently at 6.5. Just think about that one in the break.
Okay.
After the break.
Okay.
We'll have another comment in just a moment. I will have the will Burrow keep hope alive in Cincinnati? That's also the big question we'll answer after the break.
Oh, that's it? Okay. Goodbye.
Monday starts up a pretty big week. Gobble, gobble, and all that crap. Let's focus on what really matters. Rivalry Week.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
The Fan.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
El Dorado Scioto Downs is your Caesars Rewards destination. In big news, Scioto Downs has been chosen to host the prestigious Breeders' Crown in 2026, featuring 12 championship races. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Visit Caesars.com/Scioto Downs for details.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, save on new Santa Fe and Tucsons with 0% financing and make no payments for 90 days. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or GLakesHyundai.com with approved credit in 12-1.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, an HVAC system is exactly like a car.
Except for it doesn't have tires, brakes, turn signal, a steering wheel, or a speedometer.
Yeah, but other than that, they're exactly alike.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Why do we change the oil on a car?
So it works better and lives longer.
Why do we do regular maintenance on an air conditioning system?
So it works better and lives longer. Okay, now I see your point.
We replace tires and brakes to keep everyone safe, and we inspect furnaces to keep everyone safe.
Get Eco.
ECO.
But you cannot get EcoFi Advantage for your car.
For just $28 a month, EcoFi Advantage covers all 3 systems.
Plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Go to geteco.com and scroll down the page to where it says EcoFi Advantage. And make sure you watch the video of Aaron and me.
I don't think you're in that video, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
It's the John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Black Friday event. This is Justin Hinderer. Save up to $15,000 on new 2025 Ram 1500s, plus no payments for 90 days. At John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just north of our Honda store on Route 79 in Heath, or HindererCDJR.com. John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We love what moves you.
In stock only, must finance with SFS. See dealer for details. Ends 12/1/25.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward, and Thanksgiving is approaching quick. Still plenty of time to get your Awaken 180 consultation on the calendar to receive your $500 off. It's a thank you from Awaken 180. No, You don't need to start the program right before Turkey Day. Simply have your consultation now and be ready to start the Monday after. 4 weeks before the new year, and with results like mine, you could be down 27 pounds on your way to dropping 50. Fast results, and now with $500 off. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Remember that rush you got as a kid ripping open your favorite pack of cards? Well, guess what? You can feel it again at Midwest Cards. Right next to Nationwide Arena, this place is a collector's dream with thousands of packs from all eras. Chase that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, pull a rare Michael Jordan, or even hit your favorite Pokemon and relive that childhood thrill. Plus, you can shop their pack wall, kick back in their roomy sports lounge, or even bring in your old cards to sell or trade. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Number 1 Ohio State hosts Rutgers Saturday at noon on Senior Day. Coverage of the Fan starts at 6:30. NFL Bengals host the Patriots Sunday at 1. QB Joe Burrow was a full participant in practice Thursday for the second straight day. Out west, Browns visit the Raiders Sunday at 4:05 and Shedeur Sanders' first NFL start. Giants quarterback Jackson Dart is still in concussion protocol and will miss Sunday's game versus the Lions. Jameis Winston will make his second straight start. NBA Cavs host the Pacers tonight at 7. NHL Blue Jackets off before visiting the Red Wings Saturday at 1. MLS The Cruise 2026 schedule released Thursday. Columbus will host Chicago Fire FC in its home opener March 7th. This update sponsored by Green & Sons, family owned and operated for over 45 years. Find your next Kubota tractor at Green & Sons, located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville and Raymond. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Hour number 2. Pressure cooker coming your way. 117. College football picks 130. Tim May's headline. 140, 153-ish.
Yeah.
Just saw this. Dylan Strome, who's on my fantasy hockey team. I'm proud of him. Proud of the guy.
Why is that?
He's on my fantasy team.
Okay.
He's a Washington Capitals. I don't know if he's a star this year, but he's been okay for me. And centerman. And he revealed that his wife went into labor and he continued to play.
Okay.
And
that's why you're proud of him?
Interesting.
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
He helped out his fantasy
And
team.
let me tell you,
it's all that matters. It's all that matters.
I found out he revealed that his wife went into labor during the game and he missed the birth of his third child. So,
Okay. So you're
maybe
saying
that child will probably have a problem with him, but not the other
So
two.
you're saying the third child not as special. So it's like,
Third
hey,
just-
been
so
there,
you're saying
done that.
everything's good.
So it's old hat.
Strome shared the news with reporters in front of his locker, saying while he is proud of his wife, very proud of her, it's very nice, he wished he could have been by her side in that moment.
Well, you could have been.
Timing's everything. What, leave the game?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
82 of them.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Definitely playing with a lot of emotion, Strome said. I found out after the first period. I heard before the game and kind of talked about what I should do. So it wasn't like she was went into labor crazy early, had some, right? Like you wouldn't expect this for, her due date was a month away or weeks away. Said, I heard before the game and I kind of talked about what I should do. I mean, there was nothing I could do to get back. So that tells me that even if he left, he didn't think he could be there in time.
Just in time for the delivery, yeah, but being there on day one. Hey, mate, did he go after the
It's
game,
not
though?
delivery, it's DiGiorno.
I was more of a Red Baron type of guy.
Definitely, he said, just really proud of her. It's not easy. We go on the road a lot, so I got to find out where he was here. Women go through a lot. Their bodies change so much. For her to do that herself is unbelievable. What were you going to do anyway?
Hold her
other
hand.
than mentals, right?
Or maybe, go to the South Pole. Heard about that experience.
Now, there wasn't, he was over 630 miles away from D.C. for their away game. He was, that's what is that, an hour and a half flight?
Did he go to the hospital after the game?
Well, I'm sure he got there. His wife took to social media to make it clear that she's not upset about it, calling him the best dad.
She had to sign off on that. The whole happy wife, happy life
Baby
thing.
girl didn't check the game schedule before deciding to join us.
You can't.
She covered it.
You can't make that call without the wife signing off on that, right? Like, I have to imagine, hey, are you good with this? You bring our new baby into the world. I'm out there playing. You want me to stick and stay and go out there and do my thing? Like, you can't make that decision on your own, because then you got hell to pay.
He's got other teammates to think of.
Come on.
Yeah, the nurses are like
fantasy hockey team to think of.
There we go.
The Roth dogs needed him.
The nurses are
More
like,
than his
who's
wife.
the dad? And she points
Who's
to the
the
TV
da-
and
who's
goes,
the
number
daddy?
27.
I believe former Cleveland Guardian Josh Naylor had this going on either during the ALCS or the division, the round before that, and his wife was about to bring their baby into the world, and they were reporting that if she dropped that baby, he was gone. He's dropping everything, and he's probably not. I don't like how I described it.
Drop the kid. Hey, when you drop that kid, get back to the game.
But Josh Naylor was going to leave.
2-hour flight from. But here's the deal: if she went into labor in the first period, then we don't know when she actually delivered the baby. So you're right; he could have had time.
Yeah,
we don't know that.
Yeah.
2-hour flight from Montreal to DC.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done it for him. They could have made this kind of. Listen, we've seen guys. Race in Indy and then go to the Coke 600. Like we could have helicoptered him somewhere.
If it was their first child, my guess is he would have dropped everything and left.
That's a nice follow-up question at the presser that you just came up with.
If it was child
it's
number
a tough
one,
question.
You
And I
have
don't think you
two
really want to
already.
answer that.
What happened with the first two?
Yeah, I think he leaves.
I actually think, and not to devalue sports, but this is
Exactly,
one of
especially over human life.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, this is one of the things that I've never even understood is why fathers who are having children still play in the game. Now, if it's a playoff game, I kind of understand it. Because if you're on the brink of your season ending, that's one thing. But if it's just one of however many regular season games, you can't miss one?
This is a results-based business, this baby delivering stuff.
Okay.
And I think that since everything's fine and she joked about it, doesn't go anywhere, the bad thing is that if she had complications and he wasn't there, and then he'd feel incredibly awful. So it is a results-based deal, I think. Now they can have a little fun with it. Daddy was playing in Montreal. He was in the middle of the game. He wouldn't have been here anyway. The question you'd have is, if you knew about this before the game that she was close, when you probably have to say, I'm going to skip the Montreal game because I'm home against Tampa on Saturday. Like, I'm home. At least be home. Have a home game where you know you can pull ripcord if you need to. Or umbilical cord in this case. So I feel like this is
open mic night.
It's a little open Anthony Roth, but open mic night. I feel like the fact that he went to Montreal, knowing that she could go into labor, told us everything we need to know. That he was just hoping that for that 3-5 hours or whatever, that it wouldn't happen.
Our guy Dan Tanzenbacher, he did allude to on our pregame show, like once you get past child number one, things are a little bit more comfy with how you go about it, what you need to do, all of those things. So child number 3, been there, done that. Pray for you. I'll be there after the game. I would have been there before the game.
I had a coworker in St. Louis who is a father of 3, and he was very adamant. And this was a general thought, but this obviously stemmed from some athlete missing a game or something because they went to go to the hospital. But he was like, any dad out there, go there for the birth, and the second that it's confirmed your baby's healthy, go back to work. You are just nothing but in the way at that point.
After that, I've heard that too. I got to be honest.
The time off.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys were having or had a baby during the show, and you guys continued to do the show, I would be like, what are you doing?
See, that's the whole thing about me with sports. It's weird how
I don't
in
think
sports,
we compare this to.
Sports is the one profession where you are expected to still show up to work, or at least some people expect you to still show up to work as your child's being born.
Yeah, there are a lot more people counting on him than me.
No, I get that, but it's still just the dynamic of no matter what job you're doing.
Yeah.
If you had a baby in that moment while you're at work and you're like, I'll just stay at work. That's strange to me.
Right. I hear everything's fine. She'll
be all right.
The contractions are coming in at a different rate and we're good. Well, now with, the technology and all the connection we have with people and how you can know everything at every second of the day.
Just FaceTime them in.
It's a little different than years ago where you probably heard it over a landline phone and now I got to go. Like I have no way to keep in touch with doctors or her or anything. Now she's talking into her watch. Hey, we're good. Right? I mean, it's...
An Apple Watch did help me one time because I locked my phone in the car. Locked my phone in the car, but I had my Apple Watch on, and I was able to call AAA through my Apple Watch for them to come out and unlock my car and get everything out of it. So the Apple Watch saved the day for me one time, being able to talk to it.
What about that time when your car was broken into?
That was tough. That was tough. That happened in February of this year.
This year?
Yeah, I'll never forget that moment. Walked outside, rainy, cold day,
which he loves,
and I do love that. Opened the driver's side door. I'm like, the hell? There's glass everywhere. Look up, and just the passenger side window was just absolutely shattered. The car I had at the time was a car that a lot of people were stealing because apparently they're easy to steal. So they tried to steal my car, but didn't take anything else in there. Like I had a Mitchell and Ness throwback Marlins jersey in the back.
Yeah,
like I had some good stuff. It was fire though. Like that baby teal, that Dawson. Like if I was like, hey, I'll take that with me.
The fact that you think a thief didn't take the Marlins jersey, that's like a mark on the thief. Like, I can't believe he didn't value this Marlins jersey.
It just tells me everything I need to know that they wanted to steal the car.
ride.
And so TLC, about a week after that, I get an email from a guy that works at a car service or car store somewhere here in Columbus. And he emails me and says, hey, Matty Ice, I have your key card to get in the building. And I'm like, what? Like, you have my key card. He had my key card. He had my book bag. He had all of that stuff. And so that whole story was just wild.
You got robbed by a fan?
No, I did not get robbed by a fan. I did get robbed by a fan. But that feeling of just that intrusive feeling, I'll never forget how I felt in that moment.
That's why he left the Marlins shirt. He's like, oh, this is Matty Ice.
That's crazy.
I can't steal from him.
Yep. So, yeah, that happened.
Now, did you trash bag the window? Were you driving around the highway with a trash bag taped to your window?
Got it towed. Got it taken to the lot and all that stuff. And now I'm working with the wonderful folks at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. And I got my new whip. It's where you need to get yours.
I was hoping that we'd see somebody like wearing his stuff or a fan something or whatever, but they don't give that stuff out.
I have to pull a Bobby Carpenter. Saw some,
That's right. Track him down on your own.
Air tag it.
Yeah. Forget the cops. Doing this on my own. Vigilante justice. All right. We got pressure cooker on the way. So we'll find out who's going to be feeling the heat this weekend on the field, the court, the ice, wherever. We'll do that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Let's see. High school, Buckeyes, Browns, kids in the retention pond. It must be Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Football is good. The Fan.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive. Perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Billiards Plus has gifts for everyone. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, grills, and more. With professional delivery and installation, you'll beat the last-minute scramble. Reserve yours now. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and our Black Friday sales event starts now. Lease a 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for only $199 a month for 39 months. Now through December 1st at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Visit our website, TanskySawmillToyota.com for details. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky. $36.99 due at sighting with approved credit, tax title, and $387 dock fee not included. No security deposit required.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City. Walk-ins are always welcome.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Our students need more than backpacks and pencils to succeed in our schools and in life. It takes a whole team of dedicated professionals to meet their needs so they can reach their full potential. I'm Ohio Education Association President Jeff Winsing. This American Education Week, let's stand together in support of the teachers, the para-educators, school bus drivers, custodians, secretaries, and so many others who work together to serve Ohio's public school students. Because in Ohio, public education matters.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means you pick your wager. Will it be $1, $2, a crisp $20? Your call. Like picking your own numbers? Use any inspiration you like. Birthdays, jersey numbers, you name it. And if you don't feel like choosing, there's the Super Quick Auto Pick. With regular promotions that'll get you more bang for your Keno buck, multiple ways to win, prizes galore, and live draws every few minutes. Anytime is the right time to get in on the Keno action. Keno is always fun, your way. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just two guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said. And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10TV Plus. Attack and dominate. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see scattered showers throughout the day. Could have some heavy downpours at times with temperatures topping out in the low 50s. We will see rain chances increase later tonight, especially overnight with some heavy downpours possible and lows right around 40 degrees. But for Saturday, for Buckeye football, we do see more sunshine as we go throughout the day with afternoon highs topping out in the low 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, pressure cooker. We might share one today because I feel like... Now, I don't agree with ESPN's banner that said make or break start for Shedeur Sanders' career. Like, I just saw a banner, make or break start. For his career, his future with the Browns. I'm like, jeez.
Not
so
yet,
if this one goes poor, that's it, it's over?
I think that's a Stephen A. quote. I saw that on my Twitter feed, too.
Boy, make or break start?
No.
I mean, it was taken out of context. I don't know what else he added to it about how good he needs to look. But the fact he's making his first start for the Browns, the good news he's facing the Raiders, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's the context I'll fill in, that the Raiders are so bad against the pass, they struggle, but the Browns have the second worst passing stats in the NFL as far as yards per. So he's got to up that floor. I doubt Shedeur will single-handedly improve that, but I think there's pressure, I'll put it this way, on not to lay another egg. I think he's got to feel that part of it. This time, he has an entire week to prepare for the Raiders. Everybody knows he was 4 of 16 in that fill-in role, which is atrocious, but expected to start his first game. The Raiders' defense, they have to be probably licking their chops, too, a little bit. So I feel like there's pressure on him. With a full week of practice reps, he should be better. Maybe not great, but better. And the Raiders, Max is going to be coming after him. I think he's going to. How can you not look better than 4 of 16? I think that's certainly going to look better. But he's got to feel a little pressure now because I think the narrative out there this week, Maddie, was that they were unfair to him and what they expected in the fill-in role because they didn't prepare him. And now it's a lot more is going to be on him.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of former players that either at podcast or on national TV that were absolutely taking that stance as far as putting, some heat on Kevin Stefanski for not getting him ready to go. First candidate for me this week. It's security at the Rice and North Texas football game, and here is why. Rice is running a free beer promotion for students that are of age. And not only that, AR, but they're offering free T-shirts to the first 500 students in the building, a $15 food truck voucher, and free ice cream in addition to the booze. So the security is on the pressure list because they're going to be able to get free beer, 12-ounce cans, at a kiosk behind the student section at Rice Stadium this week. And so they're going to have law enforcement, people that work at the university, monitoring the intoxication level of students that are be coming back and forth to get all this free beer. So the security around the student section and at this game, they got to be as locked in as they've ever been. Because we know what happens before these games. Kids are going to come in feeling saucy already. This is a big game for both Rice and North Texas. And so that's what they got to be. Top flight security of the world, Craig, like Ice Cube said on Friday. Top flight security of the world at the Rice and North Texas game because it's going to get a little cray-cray in that student section because these students are going to be feeling good, real good.
Free beer to everyone who's of age.
Of age. 12-ounce cans. You just come on back. You finish one, come on back, get your Stone Cold Steve Austin on if you want.
My advice to you is to start drinking heavily. Better listen to him, Flounder. He's pre-med.
Oh, man.
That's a little crazy, Town.
That student section is going to be off the chain.
There used to be a little blurb in like SI that they would put like the sign of the apocalypse. That story belongs right there. I'm putting pressure on the Chiefs' run defense. Okay. They're top 10 in yards per. They're only giving up 100 on average. Here comes Johnny Taylor and is on pace for 1,900 yards and 26 touchdowns. Oh. So I think Chris Jones is going to have one of the best games he's had, and I think they can't whiff. You can't whiff on Taylor because if you do, if he gets to the second level, if you lose blocking at the point of attack, he finds space and he takes it the distance. And I think the Chiefs' safeties are going to have to take every correct angle they can. And if they don't, last line of defense, they are done. So I looked this up. They slowed down your boy Derrick Henry to 42 yards. Mm-hmm. They held Jahmyr Gibbs to 65. They held Saquon Barkley, it's a decent day, 88. Taylor's averaging 114 yards a game, and he's coming off 244 against the Falcons and a restful bye.
Yeah.
And it's fairly close to a must-win for KC. So I'm putting the pressure on their defense, specifically the guys they're going to have to take down Taylor.
I'm here for it. Second candidate for me is a quarterback that's attached to one of the better teams in the league right now in the NFL. This is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, numbers-wise, it looks pretty good, especially his touchdown-to-interception ratio. 16 passing touchdowns, only 1 interception. He's got 16 tutties on the ground as well, so pretty good stuff from him. But there's just so much chatter around Philadelphia and the A.J. Brown stuff and him making comments again with the media yesterday. I don't know if you saw that back
about
and
Saquon.
forth. And he was just asked about, any speculation that maybe he's not the same guy. And he dropped the quote, I guess Saquon ain't the same player either. And so A.J. Brown has just been a mess this year with how I think he's handled this stuff. But more importantly, now you have pieces coming from The Athletic to where players are speaking off the record about their frustration with how Jalen Hurts is approaching the offense, but more importantly, the game plan when we get to game day and doing things in practice the right way, but then going out there in the game and just doing things his way and not sticking to the offense. And so while Jalen Hurts has some pretty good numbers, their passing attack ranks 28th in the league and they're 25th in total yards per game. And so Jalen Hurts, I'm putting some pressure on him because if guys in that locker room feel like he's not being a good teammate, then that's a problem. And so they just have all this mess going on despite them having a good record. So Jalen Hurts, he's on the pressure list this week.
It's awful. Because A.J. Brown's only answer when asked about the season should be, are we winning? Do we have a winning team?
Next question.
Yep. Are we winning? We've won 4 in a row. You guys check that? We're 8-2. You check that?
Right.
I'm not about my personal stats. I got a $100 million contract. I got $85 million guaranteed. Are we winning? Mm-hmm. Do we have a chance to play for another Lombardi? This is what he should be saying, and he's not. And I think it's unfair, actually, to the quarterback. I do. I think he's a problem.
It's unfair if this report from The Athletic is false. If Jalen Hurts is just out here, hey, I don't really care what I'm doing my own thing, that's a problem for me. You can't have that.
I would think the coaches would have a serious issue if he's not following strategy, or at least to the point where...
No, for sure, but AR, just the fact that players in-house were willing to, off the record, have that be said, because it can only be a few guys. They're not getting, off-the-record quotes from backups. So your mind goes to A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, the guys that they're counting on week in and week out. And that's obviously a bad thing.
Lincoln Riley finds himself, I think, at a pretty good fork in the road for this year.
Oh, yeah.
I think they got a shot. They're playing serious football in mid-November. And if they win out, USC is going to make the playoff for the first time, or they could. They've got to embrace this opportunity. Pressure hasn't always been good for him, right? Last season, they blew 5 four-quarter leads, lost 5 of their last 7. You go back a couple of years ago, they dropped 4 or 5 to close out the regular season. You go all the way back to 22, the Pac-12 title game. They lost that, to Utah with a playoff berth on the line. And so they've just struggled in pressure moments. And this is one where I know there's probably equal pressure on Oregon, and we'll be talking about this game in our next segment. But I just feel like this is his moment. Like, this is the one that puts him back on the map. At Oregon, Autzen, 3:30 our time. They've won 3 in a row. They beat Iowa in a game that people maybe thought Iowa was going to take them down. They hammered Michigan. They lost a close one at Notre Dame. They lost a very close one at Illinois. Like, this is the one. Lincoln Riley wins this, and I'm not saying you forget everything, but it flips the switch on his program.
Yeah, I like that. Overall, it's been a good year for him, but to your point, as far as what it means for him this year, this would be a big one. Last candidate for me, I'm going to the NBA for this one. We're going out to La La Land because we got to lock in on how bad of a situation this is for the Los Angeles Clippers. A few years ago, they make the trade for Kawhi Leonard. You bring in Paul George, and they thought they were off and running. They're going to have a nice runway to do some damage in the league, and that obviously has not been the case. Kawhi Leonard hardly ever plays. He's stealing a whole bunch of money, and now here they are at 4-11 to start the year. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because that awful start could really, really help out the reigning champs in the NBA in the Oklahoma City Thunder. And here's why. Because of the trade that Oklahoma City Thunder made with the Clippers years ago to acquire the reigning MVP in SGA, the Oklahoma City Thunder currently have the Clippers' first-round pick for this year. So you're talking about the Thunder that has this young core that's incredible, just won a chip, has the MVP, and they may be able to add a top 10 talent in this upcoming draft with guys that are loaded, with a draft that people think is loaded, and especially up top. So scary, scary stuff happening for the Clippers, but more importantly, the Thunder are loving this right now because they may be able to add to what is already one of the best cores, if not the best core in the association. So the LA Clippers are under pressure because they got to get rolling. You don't want to help out the best team in the sport right now.
All right, we're coming back in 2 minutes, and we'll set the menu for the college football weekend. Some compelling games, not maybe some serious headliners, but ones that will have impact. We'll do that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Toyota Thona's on, and there's no better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through December 1st, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys. Or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $269 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota,
Let's go places.
Why settle for a cold burrito when you can get toasted at Hothead Burritos? Crispy golden on the outside, perfectly melted cheese on the inside. Create your burrito, quesadilla, or bowl and get it toasted at Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Diamond Sellers bringing the world's finest jewelry to you at our annual holiday gala December 4th through December 6th. Celebrate the season of sparkle with up to 25% off for 1 weekend only at our Sawmill Road and Easton locations. Visit diamondseller.com/gala to learn more.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Rossman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
College football picks with Rockman and Ice.
Sponsored by Krieger Ford. Find your next Ford at Krieger Ford. Visit KriegerFord.com today.
All right, TLC, spell it out for us.
Okie doke. Here's what we got. Kind of a dog slate, but we got a couple interesting ones here. So let's start ranked versus ranked. Number 22, Missouri in Norman. Oklahoma -6.5.
Okay, so we know about Oklahoma. This is either letdown city or they probably put their foot on their neck here with that running game or that running defense. I just think Oklahoma's the better team. Could they have an emotional hangover? I guess. It's possible. I mean, Mateer seems like he's back, right? He was looking pretty dual threat against Bama. And Mizzou's secondary is not good. They're going to have to ride Ahmad Hardy. They're going to have to just try to hope that their running game, and they're getting Pribula back, I think.
Sounds like that may be happening, yeah.
So it just doesn't scare me enough. And the one worry that I have that I wouldn't know about is whether OU's mind is going to be where it needs to be after that win over Bama. I think it will be. I think that if this were earlier in the year, I think this would be ripe for a letdown. I don't think it is now. They have too much to play for. And the fact that they have one of the best run defenses in the country against Mizzou's strength, I'm going to ride that, and I'm going to lay that 6.5.
Yeah, I love that you locked in on the run defense for Oklahoma, which is top 5 in the country, not even giving up 85 per in a game. And then you touched on Ahmad Hardy, leading the nation in rushing yards. This dude is a machine this season. 7 games with at least 100 yards and a rushing touchdown. He's coming off a game where he had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. And so you got 2 really good receivers, 2 of the best in the SEC in this game with Kevin Coleman and Isaiah Setinga on the other side. I think I got that right. I don't know how to say it, but he's a dude, man. He's an absolute dude for Oklahoma. I'm going to roll with Missouri, though, in this one. Ooh. I'm going to go with Missouri in this. I'm going to roll with Hardy. I think they can rock and roll with him, and he can churn up a lot of yards and clock. So give me the Tigers in them points.
Oak knows what's coming, but that doesn't mean they can stop it. But the good news is, like, I've watched Missouri. They run it like 65% of the time.
They do, yeah. I wonder if that changes a bit, maybe with Bo Pribula coming back. I wonder if that maybe was the case. They are going to a backup. We got to ride Hardy a little bit more. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Pribula changes the dynamic on offense.
In Big Ten country, kinda. Number 15, USC at number 7, Oregon. Oregon, 9.5-point favorites. If USC wins this football game, the playoff picture is going to have a massive shakeup.
Oh, yeah. Oregon 15-1 in the Big Ten since joining the conference. Only team to beat them, AR?
Hoosiers.
Them Hoosiers, man. Them Hoosiers. Oregon's got a nice stable of running backs. It's a rushing team, man. They just have so many bodies that they can keep fresh. None of those guys this year have 100 touches. And so Dan Lanning's doing a good job of that. Opposite, USC, we know their passing attack is lethal, one of the best in the conference and in the country. Oregon does have a good pass defense, though. So that'll be a fun matchup. The only team to throw for 200 or more versus the Oregon Ducks AR was who?
Who?
Fernando Mendoza. USC's lost 6 straight games to top 10 teams. I like where they're at, though.
They'll take the 9.5?
I'm going to take the 9.5. Give me the Trojans.
They ran all over Michigan, man.
Yeah, they did.
They just did. And they got to find a way to do that a little bit again here. And their defense is not good, USC. Like, they have to find a way to keep them off the field a little bit. I also don't like the fact that Oregon's getting, I think Kenyon Sadiq is back. They got another receiver that may be suiting up. So they get some bodies back. They become a little more dangerous. Talked about the pressure of the game on Lincoln Riley, the same as on Oregon. It's hard for me to believe that USC would go in and win this game, but I feel like I got to grab the 9.5 in a must-win game. And hopefully they can just keep it close because they can't be one-dimensional, USC. They got to find a way, and hopefully they will. So I'm gonna take the 9.5.
All righty, and here's where it starts to get a little bit weird. Arkansas at number 17, Texas. Texas only 8.5-point favorites in this one. You know, you'd think that a team that was contending for the playoffs versus a team that fired its head coach earlier in the year might be a little bit more lopsided in Austin, but kind of interesting.
It's a checkout game. We don't know where their minds are now that they're toast. So, Texas. So, the Arkansas offense is probably good enough to hang in this game. And I think that how deflated is Texas, right? That's nobody knows, and that's probably why the spread is where it is. I like the fact that Arkansas's offense can play with people. They can. They're averaging a lot per play. What am I getting with Ark?
8.5.
I'm taking it.
Both these teams coming off an L. Arkansas last week loses to LSU. Taylon Green, not a good game in that one. No touchdowns through the air, 2 interceptions. However, he can hurt you on the ground. Both these quarterbacks in this game can, but last week for Taylon Green, 17 rushes for 70. I think Texas has a little bit more bite on defense, though. And so I'm going to roll with a team in the Longhorns that's 15th in the country in points per game allowed there. And so they're at home. I'm going to go with them and lay those points because I don't trust Taylon Green right now in his consistency as the QB1 for them Razorbacks.
Pitt got taken to the cleaners by Notre Dame last week. Not that it mattered.
I gladly get beat 110-10.
And they are going to Atlanta to face number 16 Georgia Tech. It's a tight spread. Georgia Tech -2.5, and both teams are interested in playing that ACC championship game, so this one's big.
Yeah, no doubt. The Pitt defense better be ready to go because the Tech offense is tough to handle. They throw a whole bunch of funky looks at you, especially with their run game. Their run game is really fun to watch this year. Georgia Tech, number 1 in the nation in yards per play. I don't like AR that Pitt's running back Desmond Reed's been dealing with an ankle injury. He's dynamic, but he's questionable in this game, and even if he does go, I don't know if he's going to be able to reach the ceiling that he has. And so give me Tech. Give me Tech. They're 9-1. Their best 10-game start since 2009. I'll roll with them.
Boy, the ACC, it's a mess.
Snooze fest is what it is.
He's a mess.
It is. Absolutely. But it means something here. Give me the line one more time.
I got Georgia Tech -2.5. The Ramblin' Wreck, as they call them.
They did get run over by Notre Dame, Pitt, but
they couldn't move the ball at all.
Yeah, and their
scores were on interceptions.
Had a pretty good run defense. I think that's what G-Tech does. All right, I'm going to take the Yellow Jackets, even though, that big win against Clemson, that it's been diminished, right? That doesn't mean a whole lot now, but I'm going to err on the side of the home team, laying less than a field goal.
We got one more. It's in this state, and it's also a kind of interesting line because we got number 11 BYU against unranked Cincinnati. Cincinnati is only a 2.5-point dog at home in this one.
And motivation is there for both. I like BYU. I like the way they run the ball. Yeah. And the Bearcats' defense is pretty good, but not that great against the run. But they like to run. So it's, Boy, I just think they're just a little better than Cincinnati. And I know Cincinnati's at home. That's probably your answer, TLC, to why that spread is so tight. But I think the matchup within the matchup favors BYU here. The top 25 rushing attack, and I'm going to ride with them laying less than a field goal.
So since he's 0-3 all time versus BYU, Sorsby's been a good quarterback this year. Bunch of touchdowns, 31 in total. However, he's coming off a game to where he was sloppy. I mean, he threw an interception on his first pass last week. He's got to be careful. This BYU secondary and defense is a machine at taking the ball away. 14 picks on the year. 3 of those are pick sixes. And so I'm going to roll with BYU in those points.
All right. Cougs. That is your menu for this evening, or this weekend, rather.
Folks, if you're looking for a new vehicle, you found the right place, because McDaniel, the McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, is where you need to go. They've got Black Friday deals all month long. They have over 180 new vehicles on their website. They have right now a 2025 or 2026 Trax LT. You can lease it for just $299 a month for 36 months, or finance it at $329 a month for 84 months. Rules and restrictions apply. Take it from me. This is where I got my new vehicle. I've been loving it, been rocking and rolling around the streets. It's awesome. Got myself a heated steering wheel, AR, so you know I'm ready for that. I want you guys to lock in and be happy about the new car you get. And the place you need to go is the McDaniel DM Superstore in Marion. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
All right, there's no real worry, certainly, against Rutgers. They're trying to get their first win ever against Ohio State. But it is the game before the game. And our guy Tim May will be jumping on, and we'll break down those number 1 Buckeyes next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season with a Home for the Holidays raffle. And help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish Kids. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Rick Germain called me the other day and said, Mikey, we need you back at Germain Nissan. The dealership misses you, and people are forgetting how awesome Nissans are. I'm a dude that's owned pretty much every Nissan under the sun, and I'm excited to go back in and get my hands dirty. You have to be crazy not to consider a Nissan from Germain Nissan. J.D. Power ranked Nissan number 1 in customer satisfaction among mainstream brands. Plus, with Germain's $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a Nissan for less. Germain Nissan, 4300 Morse Road, GermainNissan.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Thanksgiving is a time to come together, eat together, and share together. And Meijer is making it easier than ever to share more good. During the week of Thanksgiving, November 23rd through the 29th, when you buy Meijer brand Fredericks by Meijer, Purple Cow, or True Goodness Foods, our Simply Give program will provide a meal to help feed up to 4 million neighbors in need. It's the simple way to put the giving and Thanksgiving together. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details. 1 meal equals 25 cents based on an average meal cost from select Meijer food pantry partners. Learn more at Meijer.com/aboutmeijer/community.html.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. At High Bank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. The Whiskey War spirits tell the story of prohibition in every sip. Whiskey War was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, the largest and most respected spirits competition in the world. Enjoy their naturally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Stop by your local liquor store or order a bottle direct to your door at sealbacks.com. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. Are you ready for the best Black Friday truck deals? Head over to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, where the savings are happening all month long. You can lease a brand new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 for just $349 a month for 24 months with only $1,000 due at signing. Or if financing is more your style, grab it for just $679 a month for 84 months for qualified buyers. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Get ready to play, win, and celebrate at Eldorado Sayada Downs, your ultimate Caesars Rewards destination. Earn rewards every time you play or dine with the most exciting loyalty program around. Take your pick from 1,700 hot new games, award-winning brews, and Guy Fieri's out-of-bounds 68-layer lasagna. And big news, Sayada Downs will host the prestigious Breeders' Crown in 2026, featuring 12 championship races. Feel the energy at Eldorado Sayada Downs, where Caesars Rewards never stop. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Visit Caesars.com/Sayada Downs for details.
When the coach speaks, we listen. Ryan Day's weekly press conference comes your way every Tuesday at noon.
Sponsored by The Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact The Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, back at it. Bulletin time with our buddy Tim May. Now the Tim May Show on FanStreamSports.com and also my co-host on the Tailgate Show tomorrow on campus. Good to have you, my man.
Always a pleasure. You know that. Even when Matty Ice is there, it's always a pleasure.
Darn right it is. Let me ask you this. Where do you, well, I'll ask it directly. Is Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith being held out? Where are their injuries in your mind? What's that?
I have no idea. This has been, you know, I've got other guys there at the station too. This has been an interesting, that kind of cover things also. It's been an interesting exercise in keeping something tight-lipped. Let me put it that way. I base everything on what I've seen so far, right? And what I've seen so far is Carnell Tate not answer the bell 2 straight games, and then Jeremiah Smith being on a pitch count or play count last week, but got to play. And I would think the way Jeremiah Smith thinks, he wants to play tomorrow. All kinds of things up for grabs, including the fact he likes when the football's up for grabs. He likes to go get it. So there's a joy factor there that can't be replicated. And I know, everybody wants to see Ohio State 100% going into the game against Michigan. We'll see how close they get to that. But the bottom line is, I would think there's more of a chance of seeing Jeremiah Smith than Carnell Tate tomorrow. But they have been extremely good at battening down the hatches when it comes to information about these two guys. And the lead battener is the head coach, Ryan Day.
All right, Tim May. So let's say we don't see Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith tomorrow. The offensive player that isn't a running back that Tim May is most excited to watch tomorrow is whom?
Well, just like last week, Brandon Ennis, who put on a little bit of a show last week, Max Clare, and several of those other tight ends, Bryson Rogers. You got to figure Mylan Graham's going to be much better in terms of discipline, running routes and things like that than he was a week ago when he really got, his real true extended baptism. Sometimes you got to get out there and play. Just like Jeremiah Smith, he dropped the first pass thrown to him last year in Ohio Stadium, but he got much better as the thing went on. And you'll see more synchronization, I think, between the starting quarterback, Julian Sayin, and those receivers than you saw a week ago. I'm talking about in-game type speed. There's a big difference. And, and maybe my favorite guy, Quincy Porter, of all of those guys, I really like what he could possibly bring to this team down the stretch. So that's what you'll see. But, fellas, when you're playing the team that's the number 18 against the rush in the 18-team Big Ten Conference, talking about defensively, and you've got a running game that's really been coming on, I think, you give the ball to Bo Jackson and Isaiah West and James Peoples, the people's choice, and of course, C.J. Donaldson is expected to be back tomorrow. I think you do that as much as anything else tomorrow. I mean, last week they ran for more yards than they passed for, maybe for the first time this year. But clearly, they like the ramp that this running game is on right now.
Tim, what kind of a pitch count, if any, would the quarterback be on tomorrow in your mind?
I don't know. Brian Day said he's practiced all week. Number one. Number two, it's your last chance maybe to get meaningful reps for your backup quarterback if, in fact, people take care of business. But they've thrown, Lincoln in there a couple of times, though, even, in situations where they haven't yet pulled Julian Sayin, but they've gone with that red zone offense package for him, especially inside the 10-yard line. So I think it's a chance to get a lot of people work that may not get called on except out of a need situation after that game is over for the rest of the year. So I think it's important for the more reps you can get Lincoln Keno's real or in mop-up duty are key for this football team. We'll see how it goes. But Julian Sayin, we saw him get up and limping around, looked like an ankle kind of situation last week. And, those things don't just go away, poof, right? But you can definitely play on them.
You brought up Lincoln Keenholz. I want to look around the corner just a little bit, Tim, to next week's game against Michigan. Do you think that we will see Lincoln Keenholz get some work in that game?
I don't know. Next question.
Should he? Let me rephrase it. Should he?
What am I supposed to say? Here's the thing. They've got that at their disposal now. I mean, they've shown it enough times for them to feel comfortable, I think, with it in any game. And then Lincoln, I was telling Billy Fessler, I walked out the door with him the other night from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, the quarterback coach. I said, I think Lincoln's looking really good. I mean, I think his progress is obvious. I mean, and mainly I'm talking about the way he throws the ball now. I mean, you saw him go in last week, and he was throwing some zingers. So I really like the way he's come along, even though you've seen very little of him in real games. I think he is definitely capable of being that change of pace dude.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I don't know what he's holding back from Michigan. He's done some things this year that, like the throwback punt against Minnesota, I don't know. I probably would have held that back. But he's more in the strategy of, I want teams to think that we might be able to do anything, which we know Ohio State is capable of. So that's where they're at with this.
And the great thing about Lincoln is you can look at him as a wildcat quarterback, but in fact he could throw the ball very well. So any kind of conundrum you can give the defense at the line of scrimmage is a good thing, and we'll see where that goes. But believe me, they're going to play. I mean, just knowing Ryan Day like I do, they're going to play the guys that give them the best chance to win. And I know it's a cliche, but Julian Sayin might be on his way to winning the Heisman Trophy. And so, do you take him off the field in those kind of situations? I guess we'll find out next week.
Are you under the belief that if this week was Michigan, that Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith would be full go, or they would have to play a little bit hampered?
I'm under the impression both of them will be a little bit hampered, Carnell Tate more than Jeremiah Smith. I mean, we saw Carnell tried to warm up at Purdue, and it didn't go right and go well. And so he's missed 2 games now. Jeremiah showed up last week. I expect Jeremiah to show up tomorrow with his lunch pail, ready to put in a day's work or whatever amount of work that is deemed by the boss, Ryan Day. I have no definitive answer on what exactly is ailing them, except I have clues of what's ailing them. And I would think Jeremiah Smith is closer to getting back to 90 to 100% than Carnell Tate would be at this point. But you never know. Adam Stewart, in that Sean Barnhouse and those guys, in that training room can do miraculous things sometimes.
All right, Tim May, it is time for you to shine. When Buckeye Nation wakes up on Sunday morning and polishes off a nice bowl of Fruity Pebbles and they say, wait a minute, I have not read what Tim May had to say about Rutgers and Ohio State. What will your headline read?
How do you know they're not polishing off a sausage and egg croissant?
It could be that
Something
too.
like that.
Could be
You know
that
what I mean?
too. Yeah.
A little more cosmopolitan than Fruit Loops.
The quiche. It's actually Fruity Pebbles, sir.
Yeah, Fruity Pebbles. Excuse me, what's the difference, right? Same formula, different shapes. You always have to be Lucky Charms. That wasn't very good. How about this? Buckeyes run right round. That's apostrophe round. Buckeyes run right round Rutgers, comma, rush up ramp toward Big House.
I like it.
Dash.
Oh.
It's on again, comma, baby, exclamation point. Buckeyes run right round Rutgers, rush up ramp toward Big House, dash, it's on again, baby.
Yep.
Okay. So you got in the baby, which is good because that was important because when you're going to go right round, baby right round. That's correct.
Yeah. I wanted to get in rut row, but I couldn't figure out how to work it in there.
You got the dash in there, so that was pretty solid. All right, early.
Scooby-Doo.
All right, we'll see you bright and early on campus, my man.
You got that right. If I'm not there at the start, just keep my place. I'll be there.
We got you covered. Thanks, Timmy.
All right.
See you, bud. Tim May Show here on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll come back top of the hour, Fan Sports Update, and we'll get into the biggest games of the weekend. Will Aaron Rodgers play? We have the latest next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Starting Monday, it's rivalry week. We call it that because the Buckeyes play a very annoying team from Michigan. Clever.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
The Fan.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
You know, most people will agree with this. Life is a lot better without pain and more comfort. Hey, it's Anthony. I used to buy the over-the-counter insoles thinking that just the cushion itself would solve everything. It didn't. So I finally got serious about support. I went to the Good Feet store where I was personally fitted for arch supports. I started feeling relief, more stability, and stuff stopped aching. My lower back felt better. I don't care whether you're an athlete or you're retired. Get greater comfort and confidence from personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. That's because their arch supports are designed to align your body from the feet up, and they can help provide relief from pain and discomfort like it has for me. They have an expert staff trained to understand your specific needs, and they recommend the best solutions. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store at one of their convenient locations on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City, or, of course, learn more, a lot more, at goodfeet.com.
Warm up with toasted burritos, bowls, and quesadillas at Hothead Burritos. Crispy golden on the outside, perfectly melted cheese on the inside. Let us toast yours today because everything's better toasted at Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, Or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Looking for Black Friday truck deals? Then head to Germain Toyota. Right now, the savings are straight up and the offers are real. Right now, drive home a 2025 Tacoma with 0% financing up to 48 months with every vehicle sold at MSRP and 20% down. No trade required, or step up to the power of a 2025 or 2026 Tundra. Also 0% financing for up to 72 months. No gimmicks, no games. MSRP pricing and 20% down. No trade needed. 0% Black Friday savings at Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 in Bryce Road.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Number 1 Ohio State hosts Rutgers Saturday at noon on Senior Day, as 16 seniors will be honored before kickoff, including brothers Sonny and Lorenzo Styles. Lorenzo and walking out with his brother Sonny.
It means a lot. I would never have thought me and my brother would be walking on the same senior day, but seeing him walk and then just me coming together, like, I know it's just a blessing. Everything's coming together how it's supposed to be.
Coverage on the Fan starts at 6:30. NFL Bengals host the Patriots Sunday at 1. Out West, Browns visit the Raiders Sunday at 4:05. Giants quarterback Jackson Dart still in concussion protocol, and Jameis Winston will make his second straight start on Sunday. NBA Cavs host the Pacers tonight at 7. NHL Blue Jackets are off before traveling to the Red Wings Saturday at 1. This update sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. We'll check in with our guy, Jeff Lloyd, from the Orange and Brown Report at 2:30. Get the inside story on what Shedor's week was like going into his first big start. Buckeyes are a 33-point favorite against Rutgers tomorrow on Senior Day. It feels like that's a game that they love to look the part and then bail out of it at some point in the second half and try to make it go really fast. Running clock. Like, get that thing going. I told you yesterday, if you're a coach, you love that game before Michigan at noon. You love to have that thing put away by 3:30. You don't want to deal with anything going into the evening of game. So I think it sets up pretty good for Ohio State, knowing they got a roadie next week at Michigan. Senior Day, they're going to play for their guys. It's going to be one of those things that last time in the shoe for a lot of these guys. And big favorite. They haven't won anything yet. I know people have anointed them as the overwhelming favorite, and they probably should be. From a talent standpoint, we know they have it everywhere. What they don't have that last year's team has or had are two things, and they can get these two things. One of them you may not even want, and one of them you definitely want. The one you don't want is the fact that one you don't have is the experience of playing in a playoff game like this team or playing in a big game. You got a young quarterback. This isn't last year's team. It's a different leadership model. They're talented everywhere. So, and they haven't faced true adversity yet. And that's what I meant by you may want that or you may not want it. I don't know. I mean, from a coaching standpoint, I think if you could write it up, you'd always want to be tested and win. Like, I think I'd always want my team to be, I want their weaknesses to be exposed in a winning formula, and then always have the team on an edge and not feel overconfident. And I don't get that out of them, that they feel overconfident. Listen, they've only played one score game the whole year.
Week 1.
Texas.
Yeah.
Everything else is an absolute annihilation. Now, it's annihilation on the scoreboard, but maybe the game within the game, it's felt like they've had to do some things to manipulate. So the experience, that's the only thing you can do there is when you get in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
And then as far as adversity and being tested, you don't know yet. And maybe they'll face both of those things next week. So I think, tomorrow's about looking the part and then bailing out when you can, getting your backups in and making that clock run, but feeling like you got enough out of that game tomorrow that you have your edge still. And I'm not telling you that if they played an ugly game against Rutgers and won, that you'd feel less confident going into Michigan. Because I think you could compartmentalize that and say, well, maybe their focus was a hair off. Ryan Day and his staff are going to do an incredible job of making sure that doesn't happen. They're going to do everything they can do.
Oh, 100%.
They can't play the game for them, but
right. And I believe that senior class will have a large part next week and a significant role in making sure everybody's locked in, because this senior class, they're 0-4 against Michigan. They haven't won a Big Ten championship or any of those things. And so you're all over it with the things that we should see tomorrow. And then just the headline is just the health. That is it for me. They should control the game. They should be able to control it with their rushing attack, with how that is on the rise right now with that crew of running backs in the offensive line. And we'll see what happens at that right guard position tomorrow with Padilla and all those guys that have been kind of filling in. But yeah, the mental focus next week, I'm not concerned about the lead of them. I'm honestly not even concerned about them being overly nervous next Saturday either. I just don't sense that from this team. And Julian's demeanor, he's a calm, cool, and collected type of guy. Now, next week's going to be different. There's no doubt for sure with that environment and the pressure that's on the line. But from the neck up, I'm not concerned about this year's team. They just haven't shown me anything that would make me question that right now.
So if that's the case, then you must feel like a lot of people feel, that while you respect Michigan, there's no fear involved. Because if you think they're okay mentally, then you really have to feel good physically. Most Buckeye fans that I talk to are more of, I know we're a much better team than Michigan. They know it. They see it. They've seen Michigan play. They've seen Ohio State play. The one thing that worries Buckeye fan is mentally, what happens in that game if it's close, or you have an early turnover or something, you face some adversity, and now you're on the road against your rival in a game you haven't won in 4 years, and then you wonder how that will weigh on them. But if you're good with them mentally, then you must be good all the way.
Not really, because we brought this up, the other day, and, I mentioned the coaches. Where's their mindset going to be with the play calling and all of those things? I mean, it's going to be a similar thing. Michigan's rolling out, again, a stout run defense again this year. And so that isn't something to where I believe that they're going to be able to bludgeon them all the time in that game. And so is that something that they're going to try again and prove to the world that we know they're good on defense stopping the run, but we want to prove that we can beat them in their own style of fight. If they don't get caught up in that, they're going to be fine. I don't think Michigan's going to be able to match up with them outside consistently if Carnell and Jeremiah are not only playing, but also being able to play at their highest of levels. And so that's where more of my concern is, because last year it was a talent thing slanted in a good way towards Ohio State side. It wasn't that. Now, you did have the field goal stuff happening. Missed field goals. Michigan makes a couple of field goals on their side. The interceptions from Will weren't good. And so I understand that. But that's just what I want to see. I just hope the coaching staff is aggressive. You know how we felt in that Georgia game where CJ just lit them up, in that, how it just felt like, hey, we're just free and easy, letting our hair down. And it was a similar vibe throughout the playoff run last year. I hope we feel that way about the offense next week, and not that those guys are playing tight. So the play calling is being called tight.
Yeah, so it's interesting, because I think that is the headline that we'll get to a lot next week on the strategy of that game. The one thing that I would tell you about the consistency of this team this year has been that they have taken what the defense has given them, that they haven't forced it. There have been times where certainly Julian Sains let it fly for Carnell, and he's made circus catch after circus catch. He's been great. And I just feel like if they don't next week, and we're already kind of jumping into next week, but I'm just getting into a little of a mindset. If they don't come out just saying, hey, fly pattern, everyone's going that would actually be against what they've done this year and been successful doing, which is getting their quarterback in a rhythm, methodically moving the ball, be more than happy to take what the defense gives you. Yeah. They're going to give you a free 10-yard out. You take it all day. Mm-hmm. And so it actually would be a little departure if they approach next week as we're coming out slinging it, and if we go 3 and out, we go 3 and out. Like, that would actually be a departure, but I know a lot of fans want to see that.
That's not necessarily exactly what I'm looking for, because I think you're right to highlight. That's the game you have to play, regardless of who your opponent is, right? It's taking what they're giving us, and I think Ohio State, especially with the way the run game is coming along right now, if it's there and you're seeing lighter boxes, then do that. Don't try to force the issue the other way. I am very curious to see. We haven't seen a lot of tempo this year from Ohio State. Is that something that they've been keeping in their back pocket for this stretch run? Maybe it's Michigan, maybe it's Indiana, who knows? But that's what I'm curious, is that something that they've been sitting on for maybe next Saturday, is to hit them with that remix of an offensive look to where we're coming out and we're going to play fast in certain spots to try to catch you off guard. Because we haven't really seen it this year. Because to your point, it has been methodical. Hey, we're good. We know we got a good defense. We don't light it up in the first half. Our defense will hold it down, and we can run away from them in the second half. I think that's something that they could go to that could really help them out, maybe in next week's game or in some big-time games down the road.
They are a really dangerous team, and they've been so dangerous this year. I've pointed this out, I feel like, every week, on how the threat of Ohio State's run game is actually probably better than the actual run game itself. Like, a lot of these teams have been burned on first down play action by Ohio State because it's a predictable running down, obviously, and they respect that Ohio State can do it.
Yeah.
And they've been just killing teams with it. So I totally understand your point about next week. Will he err on the side of what he was during the playoff when it was the no regrets playbook? If we lose, we're going down swinging.
Yeah.
We're not going to lose running into a brick wall. That was what happened last year. Yeah. But this year, they've been like, if teams are going to play prevent almost against us, drop 8, rush 3 on 3rd and 12, then I'm going to take what I can take, and I'm going to beat you that way. So it'll be interesting. And we have to see how tough they are in the red zone with that running game when it counts the most. So there's a lot going on. And I think tomorrow is a day to look the part, look how you should look, and then bail out the best you can. The Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith thing, and that's why I asked him about. The reason I asked him about if this was Michigan week, would they be full go? So I was trying to tap into, would they be held out tomorrow mostly for precautionary reasons or for real reasons that they're not really close enough to where we'd want to risk it? Yeah. Because there are two schools of thought. I think both these guys should get as much time as they need in the most important time of the season. Of course, but Tim expects Jeremiah to play tomorrow. Would he play a quarter? Would he play? These guys, in a weird way, this era in college football, dollars work for a dollar's pay. And it might feel like that on a senior day, last home game of the season they play.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
Carnell, but
Right.
Jeremiah.
I'm leaning more towards even, and I know if Jeremiah is ready to go, as a lot of players are, he's going to want to play.
Put him on ice.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do tomorrow. I would put him on ice, and obviously we know what's coming. And this season has been special. You don't want that to be ripped away from you because Jeremiah Smith was about 80% and wanted to play. You just don't want it to go that way. And the same thing's going to be said next week, or lack of things said next week from Coach Day. It's going to be very hush-hush about his two receivers, and so we're going to be talking about the same thing.
All right, we'll come back with two nuggets in the NFL. One about Aaron Rodgers and the likelihood of him playing against the Bears, and a pretty good team with a weapon that may not be coming back this year. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Never have I been so excited to get a whiff of sweaty jock straps. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Yay, football, the fan.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It's the John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Black Friday event. This is Justin Hinderer. Save up to $15,000 on new 2025 Ram 1500s, plus no payments for 90 days. At John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just north of our Honda store on Route 79 in Heath, or HindererCDJR.com. John Hinderer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We love what moves you.
In stock only, must finance with SFS. See dealer for details. Ends 12/1/25.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and our Black Friday sales event starts now. Lease a 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for only $199 a month for 39 months, now through December 1st at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Visit our website, TanskySawmillToyota.com for details. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky. $36.99 due at sighting with approved credit, tax title, and $387 doc fee not included. No security deposit required.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky.
Hey, football fans, it's November in Ohio, and you know what that means. It's time to face that state up north in a battle to claim forgotten funds. Join us in the statewide challenge and visit com.ohio.gov/radio to help support Ohio's takedown of Michigan. The state with the most searches wins. Who knows? Unclaimed funds could help you buy a seat to the big game next year. Claim your money today at com.ohio.gov/radio.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see scattered showers throughout the day. Could have some heavy downpours at times with temperatures topping out in the low 50s. We will see rain chances increase later tonight, especially overnight with some heavy downpours possible and lows right around 40 degrees. But for Saturday, for Buckeye football, we do see more sunshine as we go throughout the day with afternoon highs topping out in the low 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bet365 time.
Let's lock in on it because at Bet365 right now, if you are a new customer, they got an amazing deal waiting just for you because all you have to do is bet $5 and you are going to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger and better when you bet on player props, money lines, spreads, or totals. And watch out and lock in on those Super Boost and Daily Boost as well. Before we get to some NFL stuff, because I need you to find me an anytime touchdown juice on T. Higgins. I'm looking at it.
I can do that for you.
I can't wait to hear that. But I kind of like one of the bet boosts they have going on right now. A 30 for 30 for Donovan Mitchell, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Steph Curry to all get 30 points tonight. I like the juice on that at plus 912. So I'll rock with that as one of the nice bet boosts that they're offering. But I do want to really lock in on an anytime tutty for T. Higgins. What's the juice on that, AR?
You want to guess?
Plus 105.
Better than that, plus 125.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
So I'm going to do the mental hedge. Even with Ramondre Stevenson coming back for New England, I'm going to, because I'm going against CB and he has Travion Henderson, and I'm going to bet that Travion Henderson scores a touchdown.
Okay.
Even money.
Okay.
And if he does, I'll be sad for my fantasy team. I'll be happy for the bank. And that's the way we mental hedge it.
Yes, we got guys right now that are on a heater right now when it comes to touchdowns. Last time we saw Travion, it was a few, and T. Higgins has 6 touchdowns in 6 straight games. So he is locked in. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Let me correct what I said. He has 6 touchdowns over his last 4 games. So T. Higgins still on a heater, but 6 over his last 4.
Aaron Rodgers practiced today with his broken wrist on his non-throwing hand. He had a brace, a wrap, allows him to kind of catch shotgun snaps and hold the football with one hand. But probably going under center wouldn't be very good, and handing the ball off and how he's going to do all that. If he didn't make it through a full practice, I don't know how you would keep Mason Rudolph on the bench as fully healthy. But so he told reporters Aaron Rodgers is questionable after being a limited participant today. We'll see where the weekend leads us.
Okay.
Says Mikey Tomlin.
Yeah, that could put you in a tough spot, right? If he's in shotgun only, can only handle that. How much does that change your offense, right? Is that a real tell, like for an offense or defense, right? We see him there, they're going to do this. And so we know he's been licking his chops all week to potentially get after the Bears. He's 25-5 all time against them in the regular season and postseason. And so, and he's also looking at, I only probably got a few more games left here in my NFL career. Nobody really knows what he's going to do next season. I don't even know if the Steelers would even want to run it back with him after this season. And so we can all understand why he would really try to go out there and play. But if you're Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, clearly you want your offense to be as whole as it possibly can be. And if you only got a guy that can be in shotgun, that can put you in a tough spot and maybe have you out there calling plays left-handed.
Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions, told reporters that tight end Sam Laporta underwent a back procedure and is now unlikely to be back this season.
Wow.
That's brutal.
It's a big blow for them.
I mean, I know that he hasn't been as counted on this year as he was his rookie year, but...
Key piece, though.
Whew.
Yeah, key piece to what they do. And so now I would think this shifts a little bit of the offensive work to Jamison Williams, and maybe they're going to ask him to do even more because on the year, I mean, Laporta's got 49 targets and J-Mo's got 50. And so it's probably going to be J-Mo and maybe even more work for Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of the backfield when it comes to what they do through the air. But, yeah, that's tough because Sam Laporte has been a good player since he came into the league. And he's been man, when you have the threats outside the way they do with Amon-Ra and Jamison, he was really been able to do a lot of good work in the middle of the field.
You lose two things. You lose, not that he's just a typical safety valve because he's not, but you lose that. And you lose the red zone targets.
For sure.
I think that was a big deal in the red zone. Also, before we get to the Burrow stuff, I will tell you that Trey Hendrickson is not playing against the Patriots.
All right, I got a question.
So he's hip to be square.
Why haven't they put him on IR?
Third straight week he's been done, right?
This doesn't smell right to me. Maybe I'm just reading the wrong script here with this. But if the injury was this bad for him to miss 3 to 4 games in a row, like he's clearly a candidate to go on IR.
And now with Burrow potentially coming back, meaning it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like you have, why risk Burrow if you feel like he can't go and the defense is going to suck? But
it's
here
just
we are with the situation.
So strange for me, AR, that there's just nothing really said about Trey Hendrickson. He's just out of sight, out of mind. It's weird.
So the deadline to activate Joe Burrow is, if he's going to play, is 4:00 tomorrow.
Okay.
And so I'll just read the transcript. Or you can ask me, if I was Zach Taylor, just who's starting? Just if you were sitting at the press conference.
We've been at practice a few times this week. Mm-hmm. We've seen Joe Burrow on Wednesday get a full practice in. We saw him on Thursday get under center with the ones and have another full practice. Coach Zach Taylor, who's going to be your starting quarterback on Sunday afternoon against the New England Patriots?
Well, Matt, I think Joe has done everything he can to put himself in a position to get back. We're going to keep taking our time on this one. No decision has been made. I haven't made a decision yet, and I feel comfortable waiting as long as we can to make that decision.
Probably be it. But they're going to have to tell themselves a little bit.
Do you think he's ready?
He's ready because he's been practicing in full.
Well,
so he is
ask
ready.
Me that question.
Coach, he's practicing full all week. Is that as clear as we need it to be? Is he fully ready to go? Is he ready to be a starter in the NFL again at full capacity?
No. I've got to make that decision. We will take the time we've got, assess all the practice we've got this week.
How much time?
He's done everything he can do to put himself and be ready to go. Now I have to make a decision on what we do.
How much more time do you need, Coach?
Till 4:00 tomorrow. Taking it all under advisement. So then it went on to say, so when you say it's your decision, this is where I love it because I don't believe it is. I mean, technically it is, but...
You think it's Mike Brown's decision?
I just think to put Zach Taylor in a position of either shielding the ownership, if the ownership says, no, we're not playing him, but you have to tell everybody it's your decision, I think that's unfair. But I know he's the head coach, right?
Yeah.
So he says, we're still talking to doctors and everything. He's done everything he can. Everything is moving in a great position. Now we just have to make a decision. You play a game Sunday, you play a game Thursday. You got to factor in all that stuff. He's trying to put himself in a position to be ready to go. We'll try to make a decision later. Here's how I feel about it. You cannot wait another week. Then there's no reason to play him if you lose. If he doesn't play this week and you lose,
then you're just out there for vibes, or there may be a little
for vibes. Then it's ridiculous.
There may be a little bit of the pettiness going on, where it's, hey, we can spoil some of the stuff Baltimore's got going on. I wouldn't put it past a division rival either to think that way. Play a little spoiler.
I would just say the only reason to play him Sunday is because you think you have an outside shot at staying alive mathematically. And if you lose it, and then you're going to toss him out against Baltimore just because it's a division game, here's another question. How do you view your role in protecting Burrow from himself? I view it as very important. I have to take into account what I think is best for him. He's coming back off an injury. He's been out for a long time. I know he's of the right mindset, and he's done everything physically, and then I have to take into account what's the best thing for him, what's the best thing for our team, and make the soundest decision.
You know what else he's done probably throughout the week to help that out? Is looked at everybody on defensive practice and said, if you even get close to number 9. I'm probably cutting your tail, and you're out of here. That's how you protect them, too, is to tell the defense, you don't even breathe on Joe Burrow in practice.
Wait, so now Zach Taylor's got to play doctor? Like, if the medical staff clears him to play, what's Zach Taylor going to do? No, you guys don't know what you're talking about. He can't play this week.
The question that has to be asked.
It's not his decision, right? It's the medical team.
That's it. Well, not just the medical team. Once the medical team clears him, then it becomes an ownership decision. Because then it's risk versus reward. The reward isn't that big. The risk is big.
Zach's going up to Mike Brown. Hey, man, we're in the hunt. We're 3-7. We're in the graphic, kind of.
Maybe he can convince. Maybe he could convince the old man that they're still alive. And he's paying him a lot of money.
We got 7 in a row in us.
I could make us relevant again.
Zach Taylor also doesn't strike me as the type of coach that would want to get into a little back and forth with Joe about whether you're playing or not. I think he would bend the knee to Joe. If Joe looked him in the eye and said, I'm playing.
He's been put in a bad spot.
Yeah, I don't think he would tell him you ain't playing.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes, and we'll get a little bit on the old make-or-break start for Shedeur. That'll be with our friend Jeff Lloyd in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the Fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards. 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tighty-whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season with a Home for the Holidays raffle. And help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish Kids. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Big Game Preview.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you.
All right, here they are. The Cleveland Browns, the most relevant 2-8 team around. And our guy, Jeff Lloyd, is with us, the Orange and Brown Report, host of Browns 3D, and he is the man. Jeff, thanks for making time for us, bud.
Anytime, fellas. How are we all doing?
We're doing well. This is, listen, it's a fun time because now we get to see a little bit more of Shedeur fully prepped for this game. He gets a good team to go against in the Raiders. What do you expect? What's happened this week? The mindset and everything about dedicating it all to Shedeur.
Well, I think this is something, and it feels like we're kind of just burning through the quarterback roster here in 2025. But I think that was, kind of the understanding is, throw something against the wall and see if anything sticks. So here we are to Shedeur. We're at a point where there's 7 games left. I think Shedeur brings more, certainly, than we have seen from Dillon Gabriel. We know Shedeur, as long as the line can give him some time, can work the ball down the field a little bit more, certainly, than Dillon Gabriel has. That's something we saw with Flacco, didn't really see with Gabriel, and something this offense desperately needs because without any threat of going vertical down the field, it's really kind of clamped up the running game here a little bit. Now, with Shedeur getting the practice time and finally, getting the path that he was probably hoping for a lot sooner, you have to think that, in his mind, if we're going to take him at his word, we should expect him, not to go in there and necessarily to light it up, but hopefully, see some parts of the offense, see some positive yards down the field that we really haven't probably seen since the early onset of this regular season.
Jeff, do you think there's going to be a major shift in what we see offensively, just as far as how the offense looks going from Dillon to Shedeur?
You'd like to, but I mean, so much of this entire season and all of this, lack of success on offense, a lot of it really comes down to the offensive line. So if it's not getting done up front, it's really hard to expect anything, that's going to go on beyond the initial blocking scheme to truly get achieved. But with a team like the Raiders, and this could maybe kind of give like a false facade to this, where maybe it could look pretty good on Sunday in Las Vegas, but maybe it's not necessarily the reality of the situation. The Raiders obviously don't have much to go off of really on what would be, a game plan for Shedeur. They're not playing very well at all themselves. So it could be a chance where maybe this looks better than, it really is, just due to the fact you're playing such a lesser opponent in the Raiders.
This is him the rest of the way, right, Shedeur, even if Dillon gets cleared and gets better, or are you just going to take it week to week on how things look?
That's where this is interesting, because the Browns did kind of get lucky in this situation. They didn't necessarily have to put Dillon Gabriel on the bench. He obviously was ruled out for this week, so he was never going to be a factor this week anyway. So now you kind of get a chance to look at Shedeur, and then behind closed doors, you can kind of size up some of the tape you have on Dillon, size up what Shedeur gives you this Sunday, and then make at least a decision for, the week after this Sunday. Me personally, I think the way Shedeur is going to go, and it may not be statistically great, but again, if he can start challenging some areas of the field, downfield, that Dillon Gabriel hasn't been able to, now it's a chance to properly evaluate everybody else. The receivers, they're taking a lot of heat, and they're not really giving much production, which is understandable. But it's really tough to, kind of grade them fairly, knowing that this entire offense is basically playing within a phone booth.
So if things don't go well for Shedeur the rest of the way, and the Browns are going to be in the mindset of, hey, we're going to draft a quarterback next year with, a couple with our first-round picks that we have. Maybe we move up, whatever that looks like. Jeff, is there a guy that's in college right now that you've watched this year that you would like for them to go out and get with one of those first-round picks that they have?
Well, I'll go on record and I say there's nothing that's going to happen over the next 7 weeks that's going to change anything. If Shedeur plays really well, they're still going to want to take a quarterback, because that positional room has been such a negative for so long. Who cares if it's that you have a room now where, oh no, which one are we going to play? That's a situation they would truly love to be in. If it gets even better than that, then you move one of them. It's no big deal. Honestly, between Fernando Mendoza, between Simpson, Moore's camp can keep saying he's going back to Oregon, but with each week that he goes out there and lights it up, and, Oregon can pay well, obviously, but when you're talking $35 million guaranteed, that is not something that's going to compete with NIL money. If the Browns are in a position for any one of those guys, it's a win. I think Mendoza is just very tactical, and surgeon-like, just seems to make all the throws. Simpson, love the fact that his father is a college coach. I love the fact that he actually stayed at Alabama the entirety of his career. That really impresses me, because here's a guy that could have said, hey, this isn't going my way. I'll go find somewhere else to play. So I do like the fact that he kind of stayed in and fought till he got his opportunity. There's been ups and downs this year, but you really kind of see the makeup of him overall, and he can certainly spin it as well. Moore is the one where you're kind of looking and thinking there could be something more maybe with the legs in addition to all the ability he can give you as a passer as well. But it's not even close. Any one of those three guys are light years better than the two guys they just drafted this past April.
He's our friend Jeff Lloyd, Orange and Brown Report, host of Browns 3D, with us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline. All right, give me your overall take, because I think a lot of people have one, on how they've handled the complete quarterback situation this year. And what I mean by that is, were you good with the trading of Flacco at 1-3 or whatever they were? Were you okay with how many games they've given Dillon to this point? Obviously, injury created a little bit of a break here. Now, where you are with how much they'll give Shedeur. What has been do you have a problem with how they've handled the QB situation this year?
Not really, because once Joe was not going to play, there was no sense for him to be here. And the fact that anybody wanted to give up anything for him, obviously, was something. Look, the Browns went 1-4 since Joe Flacco's been traded. Joe Flacco went 1-4 for the Bengals. So you traded away nothing, essentially, because you're in the same boat Cincinnati is, and you essentially gained something in the process. The way it's going to work is Gabriel, and if it works this way for Shedeur, they'll essentially have gotten an equal amount of time. The thing with Gabriel is it was always the same things always rang true. But they probably said the same things about him in high school. They said the same things about him in college. The question was size and lack of arm strength, was he going to be able to overcome it in the NFL? The only way you were going to find out was by playing him. And look, he did all the technical aspects right. I still believe the Browns think long-term he would be a guy they would think of as value as far as a guy with a headset, being part of the quarterback room, not necessarily being the quarterback of the quarterback room. Shedeur always had the more upside, the better throwing ability. We saw certainly on Sunday, the issue is, how he handles pass rush. But those were starting to become the same questions we were having with Dylan Gabriel's game. So once Dylan Gabriel was struggling, getting sacked more, putting his head down, missing opportunities to run, it was like, well, then it was obvious before Gabriel got hurt. It was time to seriously consider making the switch because they basically had the same flaws at the same time, but you knew Sanders probably gave you the better overall passing ability. It's not been pretty. It was never going to be pretty this year. You're just trying to get through it. And, hopefully whatever happens over the next few weeks, it doesn't get too good or all of a sudden maybe now you're a little bit further outside of the quarterback spectrum for next April's draft.
Yeah, good stuff, my man. Always appreciate you making time for us, Jeff. Be well. We'll talk soon.
Anytime, fellas. Have yourselves a great weekend.
You too, Jeff Lloyd, Orange and Brown Report on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. So here it is. Expectations. Like, he's going to look sharper. He has to. I don't know whether we're going to know, even in 4 or 5 games or whatever we're going to find out. I think coming out of college, I liked his arm. I liked his mentality. I liked his confidence. I think at the NFL level, and I can't know this for sure because I don't know how much they've dedicated to him. It doesn't sound like much. When he's pressured, he drifts back. He goes playground. And he's not good enough yet to be able to survive that. Or it's a 15-yard loss every time. He hurts field position.
Yeah.
And he also looks to me like he's very slow to process. That could be experience.
Mm-hmm.
That may
Speed
just
of the game,
now.
all that. Yeah,
he at the NFL level, he is not processing fast enough yet. But he also hasn't worked with everything, and he doesn't have a great team in front of him.
He hasn't played it
right. So for him to go playground is probably the natural instinct.
Yeah, and when you go playground, you can get away with it if you have athleticism like a Kyler Murray or a Lamar or Josh Allen. He doesn't have that kind of quick, twitchy stuff going on. The only thing that I disagree with that Jeff said is if that Shedeur goes on a run and plays really well, I don't know if it's hey, we're still drafting a quarterback with one of our first-round picks, slam dunk, and just adding another guy. I don't agree with that. Like, if he plays well, I don't know if that's a for sure they're going to go get another quarterback.
I like that Shedeur keeps his eyes up, looks downfield. Dylan was always looking for the quick hitter. And I think Shedeur, with time, you cannot correct this in a week. Anybody saying this is a make-or-break game is an idiot.
It's not how it works. It's not how it works. You got to allow these guys like Dylan to take it on the chin a few times, and then you have to allow them to figure it out. Shedeur wants to push the ball downfield. Defenses knew Dylan didn't want to do that. Dylan averaged 5 yards per attempt.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to get it done.
3-yard route.
Right. So the
Button Hook City.
The offensive line up front is an issue, but if they keep Shedeur clean with his arm talent accuracy, I think he can deliver.
Tell the truth and score predictions for tomorrow next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. About Bye-bye.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Why settle for a cold burrito when you can get toasted at Hothead Burritos? Crispy golden on the outside, perfectly melted cheese on the inside. Create your burrito, quesadilla, or bowl and get it toasted at Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Rick Germain called me the other day and said, Mikey, we need you back at Germain Nissan. The dealership misses you, and people are forgetting how awesome Nissans are. I'm a dude that's owned pretty much every Nissan under the sun, and I'm excited to go back in and get my hands dirty. You have to be crazy not to consider a Nissan from Germain Nissan. J.D. Power ranked Nissan #1 in customer satisfaction among mainstream brands. Plus, with Germain's $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a Nissan for less. Germain Nissan, 4300 Morse Road, GermainNissan.com.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity. I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Forrest Gump says he and Jenny went together like peas and carrots. I gotta pay. Well, the Buckeyes are the #1 team in the country, and the Fan is the #1 sports station in the country. Peas and carrots, baby. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Right now, get 50% off all window styles from Window Nation at windownation.com.
All right, TLC, take us into the weekend.
All right, you guys inspired me in the break. I'm playing a little game with my friends right now because
during the show.
Yeah, well, I mean during the commercial, but I guess my phone's open now, so technically yes. But intended air yards per pass attempt. Since you were talking about Dylan Gabriel dinking and dunking, I actually realized, I'm like, you know what? We can just look up this stat. Like, who is throwing the ball down the field and who's not throwing the ball down the field? And so, can you guess any of the 3 quarterbacks who are tied for worst, the lowest intended air yards per pass attempt? I mean, they are
in the NFL this year.
In the NFL this year. Starters, not like guys who, threw 2 passes and then that was their entire season. Guys who are dinking and dunking.
Where did you say Dylan was on that list?
He's one of the 3.
And
So
what's his number?
More.
What's his number again?
He averages 5.9 air yards per attempt. Means when he drops back, the ball is only traveling 6 yards down the field on average. And just so you know, you need 10 yards to cross the sticks.
Let's think about this, because there are a lot of guys that throw it deep and just chuck it.
So I'm trying to think of the tough offenses that we've watched.
Yeah, I'm not cheating. I'm just looking at standings.
Safe.
Yeah.
QBs who aren't confident throwing the ball down the field.
All right, I think I have
Check down
one.
Charlies, if you will.
All right, here's my deal. I'm looking at quarterbacks. That's all I'm doing. I'm not looking at stats.
Slants and check downs.
All right. In my mind, I'm going with guys, Maddie. I'm not committing to this yet, but because we're going to tandem this thing up.
Tandem bicycle.
Rodgers.
Okay.
Feels to me like a guy that doesn't. He hasn't been a guy that's been pushing it down the field, has he?
No,
Jalen
felt
Hurts,
that way.
although every now and then he can wing it.
You know who's at the forefront of my mind right now is Cam Ward.
Okay.
With how
Cam Ward, I feel like he's probably throwing it deep. What about
I'm not saying they complete the passes. I'm just saying,
I understand
do they throw it?
Do they intend?
So I'm going to go with. I feel like Rodgers would be on my list. I feel like Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's the next guy that I was going to mention was Bryce Young.
I hate putting Rodgers in that camp, but I've just been watching him this year.
He's an unk now. It'd be understandable.
The other guy, but I've seen him throw it deeper lately, and that's Tua. But he jumped into my head.
I like Rodgers and Bryce Young.
We need how many do we need? We need 2, right? Because we have Dylan.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
So it's 3 that are tied for the lowest intended air yards per attempt.
All right, so we're going with Rodgers and Bryce Young.
I will give you 50% credit.
We got one?
Aaron Rodgers is tied for the lowest air yards per attempt.
Okay. So now we're missing one.
Bryce Young is just outside the top 5, or I guess bottom 5 in this case. He would be number 6th from the bottom. So you were close.
Is the next guy a guy that is no longer a starter but was?
I know where you're going with this.
I don't know.
I know.
Is it Justin?
Mr. Hand, will I pass this class?
Justin Fields.
No.
Justin Fields is down there. He's in the bottom 10.
Okay. You know who I thought you were going to, who you were saying?
Who?
I thought you were going with the injury route. I thought you were going with Kyler.
It's not a bad call either.
That's what I thought you were going with.
It's not a bad call. Well, first of all, Cam Ward's not the guy because we did mention he's not
Let me
the other
ask you
guy.
guys this.
No, but he is below league average.
Where is Bo Nix in throwing it deep?
Oh, no.
I don't feel like he does.
No.
Would it be Tua?
They do like to get Waddle and Tyreek and, short.
To throw
get
from
that
his
yak
back a
going.
lot,
They're
too.
really good with, that's true. All right, so we got to lock in on one more, AR. Who are we rolling with?
It's not JJ. And he's not playing tricks with me here. Because I think JJ actually has been...
J.J. McCarthy leads the league in intended air yards per attempt, so he is slinging it. I'm not saying he's completing the passes.
There's a lot of interceptions deep.
Dang it, he's trying.
He is
That's
very
right.
He's been inaccurate.
I didn't think you'd do that to me.
All right.
So it's either, in my mind, it's either Murray, Nix, or Tua.
Murray, Nix, or Tua.
I'll tell you this. 2 of them are in the bottom 10. One of them is above league average, and one of the 2 that's in the bottom 10 is the correct answer.
One of those 3 is the correct answer?
One of those 3 is the correct answer.
That's amazing. Tua, Kyler,
Tua, Kyler, and Bo Nix. One of them is above league average, so you're not even close. One of them is bottom 10, so you are close, and one of them is the correct answer.
Wow. My mind's with Tua. That's where my mind is at.
Who is the biggest check down Charlie of those 3?
He's not a... Well, he checks down, he throws to Achane all the time.
That's what I'm saying. You want to go with Bo Nix? You like that
I feel like there's somewhat of a trick question here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to go Knicks. He's going Tua. So tell us it's Kyler.
I gave you a hint because Ice asked me, is this guy still the starter? And I said, technically, I don't know. The answer is Kyler Murray.
Okay, that's it.
There it is.
I'll tell you, just bet against whatever we're saying because the fact that we had it right in front of us, we had a great chance.
Tua is bottom 10.
Right.
So Tua was close.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is above league average, so he wasn't close. But I will say, you guys cleared almost the entire bottom 10 in terms of lowest
We watch
air
a lot
yards.
of football, unfortunately.
Here's who you missed.
Yeah.
You missed 4 and 5. Number 4, lowest air yards intended per attempt, Geno Smith.
Okay.
Which is
That
shocking.
kinda surprises me.
Which is shocking because as many interceptions as Geno Smith throws, you'd think he'd be throwing down the field and taking risks, but apparently his slants are getting picked off. And Jared Goff, who has a decent history of being really low on this list. So you said Tua, it's funny enough.
Throws a lot of wide receiver screens to Amon.
Like Porter in the middle of the field when he had him, and Jahmyr Gibbs dump balls. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. So Tua is in the bottom 10. For the past few years, the top 2 stand alone. They've been fighting for number 1 with each other for intended air yards in terms of guys who actually push the issue and throw down the field. The 2 guys who've been fighting with each other the past few years were Tua and Brock Purdy. 2 very controversial quarterbacks. But, hey, man, they're trying.
No doubt. That's good stuff.
It's very good.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hey, what do you think's going to happen tomorrow? I think Ohio State's going to win by a lot. That's just me.
Clock hits 000s, TLC, Buckeyes win.
Circled right here.
This is just from freestyling off the dome right now. Give me 37-3.
Okay. I've got 2 numbers here.
6-7?
I've got got a 45.
6, 7, and 0.
Got a 45
67
for
nothing.
Archie Griffin.
Oh, okay.
And I've got a 10. Julian Sand.
I got 67-41.
That's funny.
Hey, before we go.
I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
Yeah.
That's a penalty flag on me. Before we go, if you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Real quick, Tyvis Powell joining our pregame show in the morning. He will be with DeVere and myself. And Tyvis is calling it the pregame show brought to you by the NAACP. So lock in. It'll be fun.
Wow.
That's what Tyvis said.
Okay. Tyvis says, Tyvis gets. We'll talk to you on the tailgate show when you hand the baton to us. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next tomorrow. And then, of course, Michigan week. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Monday starts up a pretty big week. Gobble, gobble, and all that crap. Let's focus on what really matters. Rivalry week.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
The Fan.